myself again. I do everything I can. You and I meant to be. Sun is up, light is free. Every time I fall, every time I fall,
El universo mitológico señalaba en el mapa las dos columnas que Hércules, hijo del dios griego Zeus, debía separar para ir más allá del final del mundo conocido. Una de esas columnas se alza en Europa. Es el Peñón. La nuestra, en la tierra española, al otro lado del estrecho de Gibraltar. Ceuta, en el continente africano, lejos ya de mitos y leyendas, muestra hoy la perfecta mezcla de un paisaje natural, de belleza singular, con la historia y el presente de una urbe moldeada por la mano humana, hasta convertirla en una ciudad cómoda y tranquila, pero a la vez llena de vida, que no se entiende sin la palabra convivencia. Marcada por las huellas de antiguas civilizaciones, ha llegado a ser el hogar de 4 culturas. Un hogar capaz de acoger al visitante con los brazos abiertos. A escasos kilómetros de la península ibérica, el viaje es ya un anticipo azul de lo que ofrece Ceuta. En un entorno idílico, el que ofrece la joya del patrimonio histórico de Ceuta, las murallas reales y su foso navegable, el único de Europa, se encuentra la oficina de turismo para informar a los recién llegados. El alojamiento es clave para convertir una visita en un recuerdo inolvidable. Rural, urbano, en parador nacional, todas las opciones son posibles. Las calles más céntricas de la ciudad invitan al paseo, combinando arquitectura y jardines, monumentos y terrazas, paisajes urbanos y lúdicos para disfrutar de momentos especiales a plena luz del día. Un pasado reciente con el comercio como punto de referencia ha dado paso a una ciudad de compras joven, moderna y abierta, en un entorno accesible y gentil. No hay un rincón de la ciudad que escape a la presencia del Mediterráneo o del Atlántico. Cualquier actividad marítima, ya sea deportiva o de recreo, que puedas imaginar, la encontrarás en este rincón de la geografía española. El mar es omnipresente, en cualquier aspecto del día a día. Todo está impregnado de su color, su aroma, el tacto de sus mareas, el sonido de sus olas, incluso de su sabor, fresco e inigualable, en una gastronomía rica, abundante, casera o vanguardista, étnica o fusión de culturas. Y el mar también se abre paso en el agua del Parque Marítimo del Mediterráneo, obra de César Manrique, que convierte en un oasis las piscinas de agua salada rodeadas de un jardín exuberante. Nuestras tradiciones más arraigadas beben de la costa andaluza, pero sin olvidar un pasado fenicio o romano con matices árabes. La mitología también hablaba de la mujer muerta, pero como Atlante, que pudo haber sido el titán convertido en piedra, a cuyos pies nace el Atlántico. Ceuta, ciudad abierta. Cuando llega la noche, sigue activa, acogedora y dinámica. Si un día fue en los mapas el final del mundo conocido, quizás hoy pueda marcar el principio.
Hello and welcome to the GIRLGAMER Ceuta Festival. My name is Lucy. Joining me here in the sunny shores of North Africa is B-Dog. Brandon, how are you feeling?
Yeah, look, really excited to be here. You can see the crowd shots already. You can see the trophy that was quite presently presented right in the center of the stage. And wow, we've got an incredible festival on our hands here today, Lucy. We've got some opening best of ones to kick things off. Then after that, it gets a bit spicy. We've got best of threes, and that final, it's going to be a best of five as well.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the event for these four teams that are joining us. We've got two up on the stage already, Brandon. Our first best of one of the day is going to be Na'Vi Javelins taking on the Flame Shield Maidens, which that's a really exciting matchup, I think.
Yeah, look, it's going to be exciting. Now Javelins, they come in as the higher seed, right? They beat Enigma Galaxy in that placing game. It was a best of one, but they still came out on top, and now they take on the Shield Maidens, made it through the second open qualifier, and for this kind of tournament and for Shield Maidens just in general. And, well, I'd argue for all of these teams, but the fact we've now got a crowd here as well, it's a lot of experience for all of these teams. And the big storyline for me and the big question is, can they really rise to the occasion? Are they able to play under the pressure, or is just the event going to really just take over?
Yeah, and I think that's a particularly big question for the Flame Shield Maidens, right? This is a roster that's untested on that. We haven't seen them in this sort of environment. And, you know, we saw the stage shot. You can kind of see it just behind us there. But they are next to each other on the stage, right? You've got the crowd all in front of you. It's a big auditorium, so it's not like a flat sort of crowd that you can kind of blur out. It's all up in front of you. And we get to see these lovely shots of the teams out there. It's the 9 Pandas as well. That's going to be an exciting game later versus Enigma Galaxy, our second best one of the day. And look at this beautiful city.
Yeah, it was quite cool, right? We all got to kind of get acquainted with it. You can see the teams just going through. They had a little bit of introduction to the culture of the city, and it's been put on here in Ceuta, and we're so grateful to be here, and it's such a stunning, beautiful environment to be in.
Yeah, it's an amazing experience. You can see the Spanish team as well. They're over on the outside. You can see them in the background. Oh, I'm knocking things about. But we're here on the English broadcast.
We are.
Yeah, we're going to be covering these two best of ones this morning, and then we've got the best of threes later on. For the winners match and also the losers match. It's a double elimination bracket, so there's an opportunity. Even if they lose the opening best of one, well, you'd hope losing the opening best of one, you get another chance. So for these four teams, they'll all be fighting it out, because that first best of one, if you can skip going through that lower bracket, obviously that's going to make your ride a lot better, particularly going into that grand final. Yeah,
and here's what we're talking about, right? It's going to be Na'Vi Javelins taking on the Flame Shield Maidens. The graphics are a little bit different to what we've got, but it's actually 9 Pandas stepping in, are going to be taking on Enigma Enigma Galaxy, there we go. 9 Pandas, Fearless, organization that was originally No Fear 5, got picked up by this organization of 9 Pandas. So it's going to be exciting to see what they can bring to the table, because just looking forward ahead a bit, I know we've got to talk about Na'Vi Javelins and Shield Maidens, but that 9 Pandas organization and just that team in general, they're on a real upward trajectory. So if they come in, they bring the same environment and vibes that they've got to this LAN event, who knows? They could be a very dark horse here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they are the team that I think about as a dark horse within the women's circuit. They've upset a lot of teams that I don't know if you'd expect them to upset. So it's fantastic that they get the chance to play here on LAN. And yeah, talking about this matchup, Na'Vi Javelins versus the Flame Shield Maidens. Now, we've seen Na'Vi Javelins quite a bit throughout the year. They've had a pretty good year. They've played on LAN already. They played at Isla Impact Valencia, where they had a really great placing going into the semis. Flame Shield Maidens, we haven't seen them necessarily sort of in this sort of circumstance. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to be able to play up against up against the Na'Vi Javelins. And you can see the crowd's getting excited. We've got the host out there. It's all starting to kick off, Brandon.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't got Heku here, so we can't really translate too much.
No.
I know Spanish very conversationally. Like, I know how to say hello, and I say like, "Where's the water?" That's about it. But yeah, we can kind of hear her in the background as well. But speaking of the Shield Maidens, like, it's one of those interesting rosters where you've got the first iteration of them. They've gone through this rebuild. They've picked up new players. Ramsden still stage is just trying to make sure that to kind of bring a bit more success to the Shield Maidens. And we're kind of discussing like the terminology of kind of the names, like where they come from, was a little bit earlier, and you were saying about the Javelins versus the Shield Maidens. It's quite fitting hand in hand, right?
Yeah, I think it's a really cool kind of fantastical combination. You've got the Shield Maidens, which that's sort of inspired by that kind of Viking history. They're a Danish organization, obviously Copenhagen Flames. So, you know, you get this Valkyrie kind of imagery with the Shield Maidens. And then you've got Na'Vi Javelins, who've also kind of got this very similar kind of vibe going on. So, you know, if I'm going up against a javelin, if someone's going to try and shank me with a javelin, I think a shield is what I want.
Yeah, certainly so. And it looks like we're going to have the team walkouts in just a moment here. So we're going to be a little bit quiet. We're going to let this footage play out.
Así que también un aplauso para vosotros, ¿eh? Y desde luego, espero que este sea un evento que recordéis para el resto de vuestras vidas. Y oye, quién sabe si algún día no acabaréis vosotros también en este escenario con nosotros. Pero por ahora, ¿por qué no hablamos un poquito sobre cómo hemos llegado hasta aquí, ¿no? ¿Cuál ha sido el camino hasta este momento? ¿Cómo se han llegado a plantar los equipos en este escenario? Bueno, pues vamos a ver el bracket en breves, donde podremos ir viendo que ha habido dos clasificatorios. Primer clasificatorio, salen 2 equipos que van a venir aquí. Segundo clasificatorio, otros 2 equipos, ¿vale? Así nos juntamos con 4 equipos, pues matemáticas, ¿no? Bien. Vale, pues lo que vamos a ver hoy es al primer equipo clasificado del primer clasificatorio enfrentándose al segundo equipo clasificado del segundo clasificatorio. Y luego, pues, al revés, ¿no? Segundo equipo del primer clasificatorio contra el ganador del segundo clasificatorio. ¿Tiene sentido? Espero que sí. Aplaudid si es que sí. Vale, bien. De hecho, aquí lo tenéis en pantalla, pues si mi explicación ha sido un poco confusa. Pero por ahora ha llegado el gran momento de darle la bienvenida a nuestras jugadoras. Así que empezando... Por mi izquierda tenemos aquí a Na'Vi Javelins. Vamos en primer lugar con Viku. Por favor, Viku.
Yorpa, the Na'Vi Javelins, coming out on the stage. Probably one of the superstars of that squad when I look at this team in terms of the impact that we expect to see her have on the server. Hanker as well, rifle superstar alongside Angelica, who we'll get out obviously in a moment. I like how they get the individual introductions.
Yeah, it's nice,
Very
right?
exciting.
I just think this is the opening best of 1 as well.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little introduction to the teams. Lena walking out as well. And it's a sort of potent core of Na'Vi Javelins.
Yeah, IGL for the squad. Big brain.
Angelica.
There you go. And there's Angelica that you were just highlighting and alluding to, she's been playing incredibly well recently, especially in ESO Impact Season 2 online. Like, she was formidable. I mean, the entire Na'Vi Javelins roster is fundamentally just one of the best women's teams in Counter-Strike, but the fact that Angelica can consistently perform so highly, and Danu can play these roles in which she's such a supportive element to the team, but also quite this lurk player. It can never really know what to expect from this team, and it's just very exciting to see them here. But there we go, there's Na'Vi Javelins, and next up we've got the Shield Maidens.
A Copenhagen Flames Shield Maidens por aquí presentando, atención, a Josephine.
On the stage now, Josephine's the new roster. I mean, this we mentioned it before that for this squad, I mean, this will be the first time they're walking out onto a stage in front of an audience to play a LAN. So interesting how much the nerves are going to come into play here against a seasoned team like Na'Vi Javelins in particular, who come through as the first seed.
Seguimos con Naomi.
First of the two twins coming out now. I think that's really cool. We've got the Dutch twins, Naomi and Chiara, who play on this squad, who played together under NSC as well.
Vámonos con Ramsey.
Filling out the Danish core.
Yeah, Ramsey as well. She's going to be the player least phased by all of this environment.
Yeah.
She's got the most experience on this roster, and arguably at the tournament if you exclude Enigma Galaxy.
Of course. Ramson, I think definitely the player to be watching on this squad, sort of as both the leader and also just the role she plays, is going to have a huge presence in the server, and I think definitely a key to their success will be her feeling comfortable here on the stage and being able to play her own game.
Y ahora sí. Vamos a darles la bienvenida a todos vosotros al Girl Gamer Fest Ceuta.
And here we go, the teams are ready. It's the opening match here. It's going to be a best of one between Na'Vi Javelins and Copenhagen Flames Shield Maidens.
Beautiful place to kick it all off. 4 teams, only one though can take that trophy, and also the spot in the big Girl Gamer Festival down the line. So that's going to be a lot on the line here for these teams to be competing for.
There we are, a small sample size as to what's to come. A whole lot of Counter-Strike over the next couple of days, where we will crown a winner and they will progress on to the World Championships. So, take a look at this veto, Lucy. What do you really expect here when you kind of take a look at these two teams?
Yeah, when I compare the two teams we've got here and the sort of maps they play, there's actually quite a few overlaps, right? So they're both teams that favor maps like Vertigo and Nuke. I expect in a best of one, Nuke probably won't come out to play. And if I'm the Flame Shield Maidens, I don't want to play Nuke against Na'Vi Javelins. They're probably, if not the best team within the women's scene on that map. So I think Vertigo is a good option. Overpass as well, I could definitely see coming through, but it's not a map that Na'Vi have really played a great deal of compared to some of those other maps. Could go to a neutral map, but like Dust 2, which is another map that Na'Vi Javelins favor, that's their permaban, so I don't think we'll see that.
Yeah, look, it'll be interesting, but look, we can see the vetoes coming through now. Okay, Flame Shield Maidens immediately ban our overpass.
Oh,
Ancient's gone as well.
Nuke.
Okay. Oh, we got Dust 2. All
right.
I
was completely wrong. The Flame Shield Maidens, they haven't been playing Dust 2 within ESEA at all. So I'm a little surprised to see it come out here, considering Na'Vi Javelins are a team that are quite proficient on this map. They're very comfortable, but then again, it's a map that everyone's comfortable on. So I think maybe there's just a level of familiarity that the Flame Shield Maidens like, look, Dust 2, neutral territory.
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting to me that Na'Vi Javelins have actually gone ahead and banned out Nuke, right? I mean, that's one of the maps that they are most proficient on, as we keep saying, but I think you're completely correct. The fact that it's Dust 2, it's an Orpa's playground as well. We've got to have that head-to-head. I feel like VQ will still come out on top, but the question is, can the Shield Maidens, it's just your opening best of one. You have got another opportunity if you do drop down into that lower bracket. And I think it's fair to say that Na'Vi Javelins are definitely the favourite coming into this best of one.
Yeah, and I think I can sort of understand the reasoning behind banning Nuke for Na'Vi as well, because it is a map that, you know, the Flame Shield Maidens play a lot, and they're going to have anti-strategy on this, right? Because
That's true.
you are the premier team within this scene on this map. You know that it's a likely map to come up, if not in the best one, in a best of 3. For sure it will come up. So it makes sense that Lena's maybe one step ahead of them and has banned that one out.
Lena's a really good person just to watch out for on Dust 2 as well. I feel like most recent performances I've seen from her, she's been dropping like 20 kills to like 5 deaths or something absurd.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know, she's very good for multi-kills on Dust 2. That's all I'm saying. Just whenever Lena's in a situation, she's normally good for a couple.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you mentioned, Viku, another player to watch in the server for Na'Vi Javelins. For Flames, Ramzan, I think obviously comes to mind. We mentioned her earlier. Also, I think the two twins, Kiara and Naomi, have been fantastic. So I'm excited to see what they can do on the server. And yeah, I mean, this is just a really exciting match. I haven't seen the Flames on land.
No,
so
at all.
There's a lot of question marks, a lot of thoughts. I'm not sure how they're going to perform, so I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, like completely. And I feel what's the main important thing to take away here, just for every single one of these teams, is experience and prep, especially for the likes of Nine Pandas, Fearless, as well as Enigma Galaxy, head into those finals, playing on LAN again at ESL Impact. I mean, with that as well, this is just kind of a little bit of a warm-up. You can kind of settle some nerves early. You know what it's going to be like playing in front of a crowd. And for Na'Vi Javelins and as well as Copenhagen Flame Shield Maiden, it's just an opportunity just to really cement yourself and try and win this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, for these two teams, this is kind of their big event of the year now, so it's really important for them. I'm not saying it's not important for the other two teams, but it certainly is maybe higher stakes in that regard, right? You want to go out of the gear with a win in your last event. And another small point for the Flames that's worth mentioning is they've just got a new coach come through. Kainam has been added to the list. He was announced, I think, just yesterday. It sort of arrived with the team. So
yes.
I imagine has been working with them for a little bit now, but that's a new tactical element that kind of gets added to the squad to kind of, that's difficult to plan for if you're Na'Vi, right?
Yeah, for sure. And just adding the extra trick or two up your sleeve could be really beneficial. And especially in best of ones where you're talking about anti-strats and things like that. I mean, the fact that we go to Dust 2, it is neutral, as you said. We saw the head-to-head on the screen as well, right? Viku versus Naomi. That's going to be a really big talking point going forward here on Dust 2.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to jump into the server. I think the sign they start on properly is going to be important as well. I mean, on a map like Dust 2, it's maybe not as big a deal, but I think if you're Flames, it's probably better as the I guess the underdog to start on that CT side, right? So that you can kind of get a feel for the game. Na'Vi can set that pace early, and then you can kind of hopefully get off to that strong start you're looking for. Yeah,
of course. I feel like what's interesting about this is the fact that just kind of how are you going to set up your game? Are you just going to play the way you want to play? Are you going to settle back, ease into it? Or are you going to thrive off the crowd? So you get the crowd hyped up because there's going to be just kind of there's going to be no favourites here in this first best of one, right? So if you start going for some flashy plays, if you start off hot and you can just snowball that momentum, who knows? Maybe it could just cascade.
Yeah, the crowd's definitely going to be a factor, and it's interesting to see who they kind of favour really with the. I guess in terms of the teams we see here, because it's not really a home team amongst these squads, but so it'd be interesting to see where they decide to put their back, or maybe they're just here for a good show, which we all are. Yeah, of course we are. It's going to be very interesting. I feel like, look, we've talked about kind of the lineups, we've talked about the vetoes. Let's talk a little bit about predictions, Lucy. I've already kind of feel like I've said through the pre-game that I feel like Na'Vi Javelins will take this. Are you siding with me, or do you think the Shield Maidens have got more of a chance than I might think? Look, I think if you look at it on paper, everything points towards Na'Vi Javelins, right? We know their track record, they're a team that's one of the best in the scene. Flames, untested compared to some of these teams. They came through the qualifiers, but not in the same fashion that Na'Vi Javelins did. They're the #1 seed, right? They beat out Enigma Galaxy in that seeding match, which that's a huge token of confidence for them to have coming into this entire event, right? Because it almost sets them up to be the favorite, even though everything would point towards Enigma Galaxy. But I'm always a fan of the underdog, Brandon. I know. And I am really excited about this Flame Shield Maidens team. I have been ever since they were announced. I was really excited to see the two touch girls come into the squad. I thought they were probably one of the best elements of that NSC team, which obviously they played alongside K-Day as well, right? Who's now playing for COG Red. So that was a real source of talent, that team. So it's really good to see them finding success with the Flame Shield Maidens. And they look good through the qualifiers. So I want to back them here. I don't know if I believe deep down that they'll come out ahead, but I want to see them succeed.
What I will say is it's a best of one, and anything can happen in
Yes.
best of ones. And this is the... I feel like the Flame Shield Maidens, what you got to consider is this is their best opportunity to get one over Na'Vi Javelins. If they start off warm, it's the first best of one of the entire event. If you win this, and you send Na'Vi Javelins down to the lower bracket, they've got to fight for survival in the best of threes, and that'll put you up for really good steading because it is double elim. You've got at least then 2 best of threes if you're Flame Shield Maidens to try and make it through.
Yeah, and the loser of this will be going up against the loser of the Red Pandas Fearless and the Nine Pandas Fearless, sorry, and Nigma Galaxy, right? So neither of those teams is a team you really want to face. I almost feel like that
it's a stacked lineup, right?
It's stacked, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, for only 4 teams here, it is inevitably going to be stacked. So that's a really scary prospect. So actually, I think it puts a lot more weight on this opening best of one.
Yeah, it does. It does. The fact that it's a best of one as well is a little bit scary. Oh, sneak peek in the inventory.
Changing loadout, making sure you got the right knife equipped for the side you're on. Gotta have your lucky skins.
There's a new coach that we were talking about as well. Trying to settle down the players, making sure they're all ready to go. It looks like we're, with that, warm-up's concluded, I can see on the monitor. So I think we're not too far away from jumping into the action.
Certainly can't wait to get things underway here. Our opening best of one of the GIRLGAMER Ceuta Festival. Brad and I spent the entire evening trying to pronounce the name of the locale we are in. I don't know if I'm getting it right, but I'm giving it a darn good try.
It's all right. It's all about just kind of embracing it and just practicing anyway. Look, you can see us just right in the corner there. Hello. But yeah, it's a really good opportunity just to be here for all of these teams and for us as well. I mean, what a beautiful city we're just in as well. I mean, the north of Africa, what more can you ask for on a Thursday?
Yes, an amazing place to be kicking off
Yes.
this women's LAN. It's not maybe the place you expected, but it's a place that we all love to be. We saw some fist bumps coming through.
Yeah.
That's a good sign of things to come. That's an AWP port. So
I don't know about that.
It's resetting. I think we are getting close to diving into the action. You can see the crowd in the background in front of all these players. Definitely going to be something to factor into this. They've all got out their little inflatable things that you
I don't know what
together.
they're called, yeah.
So expect to hear the crowd in the background. We could hear it when we had the hosts on the stage introducing all the action. So I expect them to get quite excited. It's a good turnout here for a Thursday morning.
Yeah, really good. I think the high school's here as well, just to kind of show their support. So yeah, it's a really good opportunity, and they're excited. Like, they were being quite loud as well during that host sequence. So if we get some, well, I've no doubt we're going to get a high caliber Counter-Strike. If we get some amazing moments, we get some clutches, then who knows how loud this is really going to go.
Absolutely. We've got the Spanish broadcast as well, as mentioned, on the other side of the auditorium. They're going to be, well, they're going to be in the arena because everyone here obviously speaks Spanish. We are in Spanish province, so all Spanish speakers, except us, obviously. Well, you gave it a go.
I tried.
You got us here safely, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I asked where to go when we first came in. That was exciting.
Yeah.
I got pointed, so it worked.
We came across on a ferry.
That's true.
That's kind of cool.
We did.
Mediterranean.
And a plane and a transit. So we've been all over yesterday.
Quite the journey to get here for us and for these teams.
Yeah, of course.
And that's also maybe a factor, right? Like they came in a day earlier. They had their media day yesterday. We saw those lovely shots of the teams, but playing in a completely new environment, maybe not having all the warm-up. It's the first thing in the morning, get best of one, right?
Exactly.
Like that's also something that you have to consider, because normally they're probably used to playing later on in the day and sort of evening games when you've had time to kind of warm up and discuss all your strats and all the rest, whereas this is just straight into the action.
Yeah, especially given the time of the open qualifiers as well, right? That took place during the evening, so we're now full transitioning. We got an early start, and you're an early morning gamer, or you're a bit of a night owl?
I am the most not gamer in that I am definitely prefer the morning. I think nice rise and shine, coffee, a couple of headshots, that gets me going every day.
Yeah? It's the complete opposite for me.
Yeah, no, I know. I'll see you up. I'll wake up in the morning at normal human hour. Brandon, last online, 4 a.m.
Yeah, sometimes.
5 losses on Face It in a row.
Most times.
Most times.
All right, are we I'm trying to say, are we in the pistol? Maybe?
It looked like.
It looked like we were a little bit, right?
Maybe it's just a fake out, a warm-up pistol.
It's fine. It's a placebo.
Yeah. They're just practicing their strats out.
Right, I want to talk bracket now. Because look, we've explained the format, but it's worth going over it again. These first 2 opening matches are best of 1s. If you continue to progress, you go into a best of 3, and that advances you straight to the grand final. And then that will be a best of 5 loser games, and then henceforth, after these opening 2 matches, will be best of 3s as well. But without any further ado, it looks like we're going to get straight into the game. And, well, we did actually kind of see the pistol. We got a sneak peek, and actually the Shield Maidens won it out.
All right, well, they did on that CT side, so that is, as we mentioned, maybe a bit of a win condition for... Actually, no, sorry, that's the wrong way around at the top. So, in fact, it is the Flames on the T side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Na'Vi won out the first round. Got the scout from VQ chiming in for a shot. She has to swap to the USP. And here's Danny to save the day. So that's a bit of damage done by the Flame Shield Maidens, taking down 2 players. Not too much to get worried about.
Yeah, not too bad at all. I mean, the fact it's just the pistols. You're now going up with the full AK investment in. There we go.
Beautiful.
Primed and ready. We got some utility as well, which is so important. You're talking about Dust 2, you're going to be talking about long control and mid control. A lot of teams have actually, I've seen them just leave long open quite a number of times, but not the case here for the Shield Maidens. Ramsey leading the charge, and Hanke with a preventative Molotov.
Flashed over the top, they're looking to take this fight. Swinging out now off the flashbang. The kill goes each way, but the CTs come out ahead. Lena able to trade out. That smoke preventing any further response from the remaining Ts. So 2 kills opening the way of Na'Vi with only 1 in response. Hanke removed early, but that's going to be it. Now for the Shield Maidens, they have to group up and decide what they're going to do. Going down through mid at the moment, and Angelica is close with a FAMAS. She might be able to catch them out here with this Xbox smoke if they decide to push through it. No, Naomi just takes the fight to her, clears the corner, puts it back into the 3 versus 3.
There is a smoke here as well for the mid-speed cross. Is VQ going to go through this? Potentially. But at the same time, she's just leaving time and space for Danny to try and work tucked in at the back of the bomb site. Can she do anything with it? Yes. Clears the first one. And second as well. The bomb might get planted, but the round, it belongs to Na'Vi Javelins and Danu. What a free K.
That was beautiful. The crowd goes wild as well. I don't know if you can hear them too much, but they sound excited about that 3K, and they should be. That was fantastic play by Danu. Just tucked into the corner. Takes that first fight, and the trade potential's not quite there because they're going for that immediate plant. And though there was a second responder, she was a bit too far behind to be able to properly trade out. So Danu's just able to line them up and take them down 1 by 1.
Yeah, there was enough time as well just to kind of clear out the back of the bomb site. But I guess when you got that pressure from Viku dropping that forward smoke, putting pressure in the back lines, you're kind of caught in between 2 mines. Flame Shield Maidens go for the gamble, doesn't quite pay off. And now the Javelins are up to this flawless start. Buy back out again of the virtue of that bomb plant, and that's a pretty good HE, at least I thought originally. But Ramsden, I'll tell you what, that's an even better headshot.
Yeah, Lena was trying to play around the one-way. We see people, oh my god, Ramsden, all right, she is here to play. 2 fantastic one-taps. Takes down 2 Na'Vi players. But yeah, Lena was trying to use that Xbox smoke as a one-way. We see that a bit. Look at this response, though, from Na'Vi. Starting to push through uppers. Gonna get contact here. Danu's found a kill, but this is the information for the Ts. They now know that the site has to be clear because they're pushed as 2.
They might not know about Angelica, though. That could be a potential stick-in point. Goes in for the swing. Kiara actually has come out on top. Because of that smoke, it's going to force the Javelins back. Now, Hanke needs to try and work in an opportunity. That's a good find onto Ramsden. And there's a couple of pieces of utility if Javelins do want to go for the retake.
Yeah, Hanke has to find something. Or Danu can just swing off. That flashbang was perfect. Kiara goes for the trade, puts it all now onto Naomi in a 1 versus 2, tucked into the corner. Hanke able to get the headshot angle, though. So the retake does come through for Na'Vi Javelins.
Yeah, a couple of key pieces of information there. Firstly, really nice retake from the Javelins. The flashbang from Hanke sets that one all up, and the trust in the teammates just to push through the smoke. Hanke was actually down to find the first kill, but then the fact that that actually just goes down into a 1 versus 1 right at the end is a testament to the afterplant of the Shield Maidens. Whilst a good retake is actually a pretty good rebuttal. 4-0, but it's glimpses. Flashes in the pans of what the Shield Maidens can offer.
Yeah, I think Ramsden being external and going down to Hanke was really what determined that, because the trades were fantastic, actually, by Flames. It was a 1-for-1-for-1 kind of trades. But not enough players on the T side, and now Ramsden's got out the AWP, so does VQ as well, so we get to see that head-to-head early, potentially.
All right. Let's see it.
It is naked from the looks of it. I think that's, unless that's just body armor, but no, she's got no armor at all. So just a pure AWP for Ramson.
Risk versus reward again for the Shield Maidens as they creep and crawl their way up towards short very slowly. This is a good opportunity now, but Lena is holding for this.
It's a very passive setup from Na'Vi. They are spread across the map just looking for this contact, then they're going to play reactive to that. With nothing coming through mid, Molotov goes up. Lena playing around the site boxes and now has the support of VQ with that AWP. This is going to be difficult to break.
I like the fact that VQ actually was the first person to smoke there rather than Lena, because it just means that they can keep it dynamic and Lena can still smoke if needed. Off the back of it, Shieldmaidens, they're going to regroup. They're going to reset in towards mid. They've had success in here before, and they're looking to do it again.
Yeah, and they've done a good job of getting VQ to rotate here, so now they don't have to worry about that AWP. They can start to make their way over. That's a bit of a miss smoke. No, it's not. It's a one-way. Angelka getting tricky here, gets a kill as a reward, but now she's the only defender. She's going to go down. Naya catches off VQ as well. Lena coming through, does trade her out. But now it is, well, a two-player advantage for the Flame Shield Maidens. And Hunker, she cannot give this a look in. Can go maybe grab that AWP, but this is going to be the first round for the Flames.
Yeah, that was really well worked as well. As you mentioned, by just rotating that warp all the way back, VQ had no opportunity to peek in towards middle, and as a result, the contact play just works out perfectly. And I like the timing when the Flame Shield Maidens drop that smoke in towards middle. It's so quick, and it's as soon as they are all ready to go, they just completely advance off the position and swarm the bomb site.
That's pretty much what they've been looking to do these last few rounds, but this is the first time they've been able to pull that one off successfully, isolating those duels and not allowing Na'Vi to trade successfully that they have been doing so far. So a great T round here. There we go, we can hear the crowd, we get the audience in the background. That's what it's all about here on LAN. The Flames are looking pretty cool under the pressure, I will say.
That's cool as well. You could kind of get a glimpse of it there, but you could see the guns reflected of each player just kind of highlighted on the LEDs. So that's quite cool as well. Learning more as we go here. We can kind of see the game plan that the Shield Maidens are looking to employ. Mid is a big tactical element of that, and that comes into what I was kind of mentioning before. Teams, more often than not, they will look in towards long every now and then, but mid has been the primary focus because you really split up the defense.
Late long take actually looking like it's going to take place. Hunger can disrupt everything here. She's tucked in. Now the support's going to come out from long, but they're going to start to look for her here. Has to come up big, and Naye takes it down immediately. Ramson setting her up with that flash. Lena trying to spam through. Does a bit of damage, but not enough to bring down Naye. Now Ramson can get down into pit with this AWP, and this is such a power position.
Yeah, look at this hold. Just waiting. But again, look at this reaction from the Javelins. You've got Angelka that's pushed mid. She's going to be on a fastish flank. Is being held for by Josephine, but at the very least, it's information for Na'Vi to rotate.
Yeah, this is intentional. They're waiting to see if there is a response from Na'Vi, and this is it. Josephine on this angle. It's a difficult clear, and yeah, going to spot the head of Angelka. Another kill going their way, and you can see immediately the response. The smokes come out. VQ on the side, the only defender, falls back to Gandalf to play this position. Spamming through the smoke is Lena, but look at the utility. There's nothing to work with. Has to be the perfect shots, and that's two of them. The AWP striking twice, evening things back up. Now they're going to try and flush her out. The Molotov comes through, has no smoke, and Ramson is going to pick her off. The boost up though, Lena gets another kill. They can't plant the bomb. The smoke is faded as well. Ramson creeping and crawling, trying to find something in response. Lena is just sitting here with the smoke. Danu's just got a pistol. At 10 seconds left, they have to get this bomb down.
Yeah, they do, and that means that Danu can start to activate with the pistol. Still dinks down Josephine. Is the trade, but Ramson needs to commit to the plant. And that's when Lena can strike. Na'Vi Javelins win another retake before it even gets going.
Yeah, that was well played by VQ, just sitting back towards Gandalf, playing a nice position. Two really good shots. That second shot in particular was really crisp. But yeah, looking good with that AWP, and the fact that she finds two there before she's traded out. That's maybe the Flames getting a little overconfident in that take, knowing they've got the two-player advantage. They're not throwing out some of that necessary utility like they had that Molotov, right? We saw it come through after the damage had already been done.
Yeah, there's also flashbangs available as well. They could have just popped over the top. I feel like what we are seeing, though, is a really well-structured Flame Shield Maiden. I feel like that's the key difference comparatively to the limited kind of tape we've really seen from them, as we get to see the highlights and the replays come in to recap what we've done so far. But I really like the way they're playing. They're being very strategic. They're waiting for the Javelins to make a mistake. And more often than not, it actually is rewarded with these kills back in.
That's also a naked AWP on VQ as well, so that was a big investment there that gets paid off with that double. They are getting the consistent plants down though, so you can see that the game plan of the Flame Shield Maidens is coming through successfully. It's just there's a few minor sort of things there where Na'Vi Javelin's experience is shining through, where they're able to punish with these setups, right? It wasn't just VQ tucked in the Gandalf. They have the boost as well in play. Like, there's always an extra trick up their sleeve.
Yeah, it's also the question of the longevity of the roster for the Javelins comparatively to the Flame Shield Maidens. And whilst it's really good, we're seeing probably about 70% be structurally sound. It's just these after plants that can be really difficult to navigate. Now Ramsin trying to work her way through, but Danu's just on this off angle. And actually finds Josephine in the process and drops a smoke.
That incendiary that she threw down on the cross, it prevented the vision from Ramsin, so she didn't know she'd crossed. That was a good angle from Danu and well played playing around that utility. You can see the hinge smoke. Oh, not quite. I always get that one wrong, I'm not going to lie, Brandon.
That's right, that's why Vito does too. Oh, Lena, as a result of that, though, capitalizes on it. Naomi will fall. And now this long extremity is being pushed, and this time it's going to go unnoticed. Lena finds another. Hank has dropped the bomb. This round's done.
Yeah, there's not much for Kiara to do here. It's really just going to be damage the aim of the game, and that is going to be denied. Lena coming through, and that was just some nice aggression from Na'Vi Javelin, sort of pushing some of these extremities where the Flames have been playing and just catching them off guard. Yeah,
difference there was the Na'Vi Javelins pushed 2 extremities at once. So rather than just them going for information plays, a bit of a recon mission, they just took the fight straight to the Shield Maidens. And whilst they're occupied with one, Hanky comes in the back lines.
And now, with no bomb plant, we are going to see a bit of a half fire come through here, just rushing through the smoke, trying to overwhelm, but Angelica is not caught off guard at all. Takes 3 players to take her down. Danu with the USP, trying to do her darndest, but she is going to get removed by Ramsin. But here comes the rotation from VQ, so that one goes to script, and Na'Vi Javelins get their 7.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate looking at the scoreline because it's 7-1, but it hasn't really felt that way, right? This feels a lot closer than it realistically is. But unfortunately, that's the reality we are living in. Na'Vi Javelins have worked out these rounds. They have been able to battle back, be resilient, and that's why they've taken such a commanding lead at the start here of Dust 2.
Well, last long control is going to come into play. Flame Shield Maidens are going to get this one for free. Ramson had the spawn, and it doesn't really matter because it's not being contested. But look at VQ's position down in the underpass, gets the kill on Naomi, and she can now fall back because the rest of her team has mid control.
It's ridiculous as well. It's double AWP setup. Angelica is postured so high up mid, and well, speaking of AWPs, Ramsden's found Hanker. There's a reaction of aggression. Josephine's holding for it, and suddenly it's actually the player advantage. Well, for just a brief moment, Angelica keeps going aggressive. It's actually the USP to find the kill or in a 3 versus 3. Long control, though, established.
Yeah, and Angelica swapped over to the AK now, knowing that the 2 AWPs aren't ideal for that retake. Rams are going to dribble a second smoke through so she can get across with that AWP. Lena here, though, playing around a smoke. She's deployed. She can just dart around this, but has to still hit the shots. That's 1.5. Trades do come through now, and it leaves it all onto VQ. 1 versus 2, AWP in hand. Bomb yet to be planted. It is still down, so she has time to work with. She's just calling her way up. That flashbang. Oh, it's a leg shot. Doesn't quite connect, but there's the pistol coming out for Ramson to get their 2nd round.
Yeah, much better from the Shield Maidens, and that's the kind of patience we're talking about in the utility. It was thrown perfectly. VQ caught completely off guard, gets legged and cool, calm under pressure. Ramson just swings with that pistol. So that's a 2nd round back. Still possibility to win out the half here for the Shield Maidens because this one's a bit of a force in for the Javelins. And well, ooh, that was close. If Flame Shield Maidens win this round, they're going to break the economy.
Yes, it's a big round. You can see how close these rounds have been, especially with that. Long control going to be established here. Actually, they're going to be fighting for it. That boost coming through. This HE is going to do a chunk of damage, falling at their toes, but Nae's still able to get the kill, and Lena can't decide which one to fight with. VQ now trying to recover something, but she goes down after 1. So now it is just Danu and Angelica left. 2 versus 4, and now, oh my god, Angelica rotates over at the perfect time. Puts it back into the 2 versus 2, and leaves Josephine and Ramson scrambling.
Look at this gamble as well. They're hedging their bets. Look at Angelica's repositioned in towards middle. This is perfect. She can just cut this one off at the knees. And Danu just needs to hold strong. They've just passed each other. They're so close to the smoke. Josephine has no idea. And Danu will strike with the headshot. Can she find the follow-up? No, but Angelka is there. It's a bit messy. Ramsden actually hits the shot. Now this gets a little bit tricky with over a minute left. She can just rotate. She can go A.
Yeah, Ramsden's got all the advantage here.
I like this.
Yeah, just holding for the rotate, but there's a bit of a timer on this because she could get pushed through lowers, although Danu is making her way through. She's going to walk straight into the crosshair of Ramsden, and there it is. A lovely clutch from Ramsden, the 1v2.
Yeah, that's really well played. She knows exactly that Danu has to rotate towards A because she's left, she's vacated. And at the very worst case, even if she does cross, she can just go back towards B. Really nicely done.
But a great attempt at the recovery there from Navi
sure.
Javelins, right? That was a 2 versus 4. Angelka evens that back out into a 2v2. And then Danu playing in the smoke gets another kill. So that one almost fell apart. And now look at this aggression. BT50, the only upgraded pistol here. And well, Danu, she can still get it with the USP, as can Hunko. Naomi has to be careful here. Quick swapping over to VQ, is pushed all the way up behind her. Has to swap to the Glock. And oh, they are doing damage. But that's going to be all it is. Danu can pick up an AK and maybe just hold on to it.
Hanker actually found Lena. So
Oh, I see.
so it's still 2 kills on the USPs. It isn't too bad at all. Considering the landscape of this Flame Shield Maidens, I'll just be happy to get the round. But 7-4, this is looking a lot better. This is more what we expected. But you're right. The fact that it got so close is just a warning sign because the individuals on paper, we've already said this pre-game. For the Javelins, they're just a lot better. And now for Danu, she's just thinking about doing damage here.
Damage would be huge, right? You want to keep 3 players alive here. If you lose a player, which you just have, make it 2. Danu, that is crispy. And that's a huge amount of damage. Ramsden just going to carry over the AWP. It's like the round prior as well, so it's keeping them honest. They'll still obviously have the full investment, but it means, right, if Na'Vi get this next round, then the Flames will be the ones that get reset.
Yeah, for sure, but one thing that's been consistent all this first half is Flame Shieldmaid has been able to plant that C4 on the bomb sites. So they will continue to have this residual cash build up. VQ now would in the AWP again, going toe-to-toe with Ramsden. They might... Actually, they're not going to meet in middle. Ramsden looks for that long peak. Good control being established by the Javelins. They got too strong over here.
Long is denied. Shut down by Na'Vi. So Short is looking like the player. They've got a player holding both the extremities. They've now been conditioned by Na'Vi to be worried about this. VQ misses the shot. She falls back. That is now the AWP revealed. The Flames have gained the ground.
Even that little micro. Kiara wide swings to allow the AWP just to peek in. Because VQ's crosshair is going to be dissuade. Nice stuff.
See the 2 coaches on the screen too, the picture-in-picture. Intently focused on their team, knowing the importance of this round. Particularly for the Flames.
Look at Lena. She could disrupt everything here. This is so close to the smoke. With 50 seconds left. How are they going to approach this? If Danu starts pushing towards upper tunnels, that could really hamstring this push. But again, it's going to be mid to B. VQ standing strong. Can she find any more? No, Ramsden puts her down.
Speaking of hands, strong leg shot comes through immediately to say that. But Lena in the back lines, looking to ruin everything. Naomi does trade her out, but that's the bomb dropped. Hanka pushed out towards long. Now they're just going to be walking straight into Angelka, who sprays them both down. The mid to B split. It is absolutely split up. That's
a really nice reaction from Na'Vi Javelins, because with VQ rotating in towards long, it allows Lena to go searching. Again, it's similar to what we saw a couple of rounds prior. One player taking the distraction for the others to activate. Hank is even pushing long the entire time, so even if Flame Shield Maidens trade out, try and make it on towards B, there's still 2 defenders there.
That was the round that Flames were kind of holding each of these extremities. They had Josephine holding out towards lowers. They had a player out towards long, just waiting for this push to come through. But Na'Vi, they only push when the moment's right. They catch the exact timing as that play comes through, and everything falls apart. This one is just going to be the pistol. Splashbang over the top to allow them to walk through. That's going to be a chunky grenade, if it's even needed. Hunger is just trying to pick them all apart. Lena now trying to finish the job. Dink comes through, but they are all felled by the 2 of them. Na'Vi Javelins, 9 rounds on the board.
Definitely sounds like they've got the crowd on their side. Nice little clean up on that eco. Back out with the purchase, though, are the Shield Maidens. It's good to see Ramsden getting so many opportunities just to work with the AWP. Because that could have to be a detriment on T sides if you can't plant the bomb. And you can't really get out the sniper if you keep throwing away some of these rounds. But the fact that they've been able to manage it means that Ramsden can use her preferred weapon of choice. Look at this aggression from Lena.
She got punished doing this in like the 3rd or 4th round by Ramsden. So she's being a little bit more cautious, doesn't want to play up behind that smoke at the moment, so she just gives it a bit of a look in. She's alone here at the moment. VQ is making her way over to support so they can have this rifle AWP double whammy set up. It might be about to be revealed. Oh, Ramsden, the timing shot. Lena removed the flashbang, giving away the game plan there. But VQ can still strike. Tucked in, dodges the flash, and then swings out at the perfect time.
Perfect. 4 on 4. Nova Javelins, more often than not, are very happy just concede this control to the Shield Maidens. How many times have we seen them in towards short? It's going to be an execute this time. Smoke's being lined up and primed, ready to go. And it's a 4 versus 2. Make it a 4 versus 1, basically. It's all on VQ.
Yeah, Vicky's the only one here, and she's getting up in front of this smoke, looking to just try and pick them apart, but misses that first shot. The no-scope goes wanting, and now Hunka has to fall back, wait for her teammates to arrive. The Flames have made their way onto the site. They can get that bomb down. They're even planning for short, so they can get to a good post-plant position.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Rooting in towards CT. This retake, it has to get going. Kits on all of these players, so time isn't really a consideration right now. Looks like there might be a boost up. Angelica trying to see up and over. Ramsden deals with Hanka, and that might be the wave off. No, it's not, but it doesn't matter. Shield Maidens just bat them away, 9-5.
And that was a great round from
Yeah.
Shield Maidens. They executed that perfectly. That opening kill onto Lena as she peeks through. They then decide to continue capitalizing on that, knowing that that's their A player, and knowing that they've conditioned Na'Vi that they like to go B, right? They love to go these mid to B splits after getting the short control. So they commit to that short, find their way through. VQ isn't able to come up good with the kill, and that's their way into the round. But now look at Lena. She's looking for the aggression, charging all the way through. 1 kill only, but then she has Angelica by her side. Ramsden's found Danu, though, so it has gone even, and Angelica is still here, being a thorn in their side, but no more. Naomi with a great shot through her head puts now the advantage back towards Flames.
Yep,
Look at the
Hanka.
push. Hanka into the back lines again. She could ruin everything. Misses that initial engagement. Can't quite convert the spray. There it is. Drops the bomb as well. They're trying to pepper her with the bullets. Now it gets a little weird for the Flames because they have to deal with the player in their back lines.
Look at VQ. I like how disciplined this is. She's not going for the fight in towards mid. Instead, the Javelins, because they're so split up, they give over the bomb control, and now they let the Shield Maidens sweat. Regrouping up towards short is Ramsden and Kiara. And now Hanka, she's repositioned towards Car.
Yeah, Na'Vi, they cannot regroup together, so they have to take these fights solo. Hanka's on such low HP. In fact, she's just going to fall back. Going to wait for VQ, and if VQ can get into a good position, looks like she's going to go through short. They can get ready for this retake, even considering the AK. And yes, she is going to swap to it. Wants the better rifle for the retake. Hanka waits for her attack.
Yeah, Hanka set up a flash here as well, deep to allow VQ to peek on over. But instead, it's just more of a shallower one to allow control towards long. That's a great shot. VQ removes Ramsden, and now it's on to Kiara, 1 versus 2.
Yeah, Orpo AK, she gets it done. Kiara now has to go for the reload, even swapping to the AWP. Not enough time, and misses the shot. Now looking for this player, pushing up close. Good shot onto Hanka. The leg not quite connecting, not quite doing the damage, but it's the no-scope through the box to get them the 6th round.
What a way to close out the first half. The fact that you take 6 rounds on the T side. We said at 7-1 this game. It is not, the scoreline suggests. It's a lot closer than we think. And what an explosive way to clutch up. 1 versus 2 and a no-scope.
Yeah, and look at her health points. 8 remaining. That came down to the wire. When she hit that leg shot, it looked like it was all over. But the no-scope at the end. And Ramsden as well. Might see her in these little replays. She's the leaderboard for this entire server at the moment.
Yeah, been playing incredibly well. Very impressed with how the Shield Maidens were really setting up some of these rounds. You called upon it, but just to re-highlight it, the conditioning in towards mid early, setting in the mid to B trajectories, caught the Javelins out. And more often than not, these trades in towards middle always favoured this T side, and it just means that the defence are so isolated. It feels like they're on completely different ends of the map, and it's so ridiculous. And speaking of ridiculous, what is that?
That's unbelievable. She goes to the nose scope twice there, and both of them connected as well. That's the crazy thing. So everyone on this squad can ult, but honestly, it feels like more than 6 is what they got now. With the way that they were playing, 6 couldn't even be enough.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like it, obviously, we talk about pistol rounds to say how crucial they are. In best of ones, they are fundamental to success. And especially if you just get one on the CT side and you win out the force buy, suddenly, now with Javelins, they'll be on an eco. And the scoreline almost all tied up going into the first gun round of the game.
The economy going to be a bigger play here, right? We saw Flame Shields getting those bomb plants down consistently. They're able to get out the buys in a lot of those, or almost all of those rounds. I think there was only a single round we didn't see that was the half buy. So they had the economy in their favor. That's going to be more difficult on the CT side.
It is. But at the same time, we have to see the resilience. Same fortitude that the Javelins gave us in this first half. And, well, that's a good start. Oh, Neye, it's just completely baited in the dual Berettas. And it might be needed now, but it looks like they did fire off a shot, and Angelica's put on notice.
Yes, the bomb delivered, though. Naomi is calling for support, and you can see it's immediately coming. The flank through the upper tunnels is rewarding another kill. Ramson gets one, and Naomi is now wanting to strike, pushing up with the dualies. But Danu's playing it safe. She doesn't want to give up the kill. She's waiting for Hunker to come through and save her.
You know what? It'd be 600 IQ if Hunker just steals the bomb away and runs A. No, unfortunately not. Naomi will find it. And now it is all left onto Danu, and they know exactly where she is. This is a very difficult situation, but if she can isolate the gunfights, you know, anything is possible. The Chill Maidens, they've completely collapsed upon the tunnels, and the Dual Berettas will shine through.
Fantastic pistol round from Flame Shield Maidens. They don't play it as a default. They go for something a bit more out of the box, pushing through into the lower dark, catching off guard. I mean, we do see that sometimes. I don't know if Na'Vi were expecting that when they went down into the lower dark. They were just
certainly not the
caught.
Second player.
No, not the second player. And well, she was barely even needed. Those 2 lovely taps coming through. Now VQ has bought herself a scout. The rest of the squad are just running the pistols.
All right, Hero Scout. Let's see it. VQ scoping in, primed and ready, but no caught off guard. So that's the investment completely gone.
Yeah, this one should now be cleaned up pretty easily by the rifles, which they have 3 of them. So they've fully invested in this one, knowing that Na'Vi didn't get a bomb plant. They didn't find that many kills. So they're not going to have put much into this round. So you can afford to be a little bit lighter on util. You can afford to maybe get a couple more rifles, although you really want to be able to recover this one at the end. And Hunker is doing damage with this scout. She's found 2 kills.
If they go B, there's only 1 defender there, which is quite scary. You can see the reshuffle. Kiara's here in towards CT. They haven't moved a muscle out towards long. I like this. Self-boost up onto the doors. It's slightly elevated, gives you an opportunity for success, but all of these fights right now, they're completely one-on-ones, and if they go down, there's potential that this could get a little bit scary, but with Hanker removed, that should be it.
Yeah, it should be it. Kiara doesn't want to overextend. No need to give up anything extra. Oh my god! Angelica, what is that shot? Through the box, the headshot. Now she picks up an M4. This now gets scary. Has a read on the situation, but Josephine is just tucked in, not revealing anything. If Angelica goes on the wide clear here, she might spot her. Oh, Josephine peeks up. That bomb, it's going to be planted. This round is already a win, but Angelica has the potential to do more. 2 HP though, all that is remaining. And Josephine should be able to deal with her any second, just darting around, hoping for a teammate to arrive. Angelica trying to take these fights. It's getting a little scary, but there's Josephine. Gets the kill and can defuse the bomb.
I'll tell you what, even though VQ purchased that scout, think about how much damage that did. 3 kills and a bomb plant. That really spiraled out of control for the Shield Maidens because it felt like they had it in the palm of their hand. The opening kill was actually themselves onto VQ.
It almost feels like there was too much respect given to Na'Vi.
Yeah, agreed.
I think they were afraid to take these fights, and it kind of let Na'Vi just set this scout up for success. I mean, obviously there was a few incredible shots there, and Angelica's shot was amazing, but we saw it with Kiara, right? She could have continued pushing the issue and just kind of cleared that out, denied that scout getting picked up again as well. But she was a little too timid on it, and that allowed the scout to get another kill.
Yeah. It was the fact that you've got think Neo just so pushed out in towards long. You've got Josephine that's tucked the entire time. The call was quite clear. It's going to be, let's just wait this out. Let's try and just tuck into these corners. We'll let Na'Vi try and get onto the bomb site, and then we'll shut them down. Doesn't quite work out as anticipated, but I feel like more importantly for the Shieldmen is they do get the round on the board. But if anything, and especially with that bomb plant money, Na'Vi Japanese should be able to buy here with AKs.
Yeah, with the bomb plant and all that damage done, you'd want to buy as well, right?
Yeah.
You know, only 2 rifles were brought over, and that was a heavy sort of commitment from Shield Maidens. They brought out 3 M4s and a FAMAS and an MP9, right? That's 4
expensive.
rifles, and you've only kept 2 of them. At least it was 2 of the M4s, so that's a small thing, but that's 3 players that have to reinvest, so it is quite costly.
It is costly, but at the very least, it was not a dropped round.
That's true. Did look for a second there, like Angelica could have maybe got away with something, but not going to happen. And you're absolutely right. We can see rifles out, even at AWP for Viku.
I'm surprised she squeezed that one out. Oh, Ramsin. Does she spot ahead? Can the tippy top of Angelica's scout be spotted? It's so close. Can't quite see, but just see the nature trajectory from top middle. Hanker has got a beady eye on it. And in fact, Ramsin does spot, but instead doesn't want to chase the shadows and runs away.
Waiting for a teammate to get up next though before Hanker pops her head up. Smoke comes down though, so the vision is denied. Both teams know each other are here. Looked like there was potentially an opportunity for an opener there, but firing off that bullet, even though it is silenced, it is still heard. .40 Na'Vi Javelins gather all of their roster over towards short, juggling the utility as well, allows Viku just to focus her efforts clearly over towards the mid doors. But 30 seconds, it has to be the commitment here. Well-timed Molotov's going to slow things down as well. They have to wait for this. Now the rotation comes through, flashbang over the top.
So many flashes.
This is a really fantastic setup from Flames. 20 seconds left, they have to make their way through. Hunkus leads the charge, gets an opening kill to Ramsin. That's going to enable their way through here. 15 seconds left, that bomb can make its way through. Nae's got another kill, but Hanker is trade out immediately. Daniel out through long has found success. Naomi trying to find something here, can't deny the bomb going down though. And with 4 players on the T side, she might just want to get out.
Yeah, get out. You need to. Especially given those scout kills in the previous. You need to concede this, bring over the 2 M4s. It gives you an opportunity for success in the future. But Na'Vi Javelins, it's similar shades to what we saw on the men's team, right? You get a lot of these times where they're more than happy just to burn down the clock, wait until the last possible moment to execute, and then they strike. And that was really potent. There was entry pathing from Hanker, and then Danu coming in the long extremity was perfect.
Yeah, that's the thing. Danu coming through long, it prevents the player out towards long being able to support, right? She can't throw these flashes out to enable the players on ramp to swing, so that's a big part of the defense there. Well, you mentioned it, right? The utility they had all those flashbangs, but they weren't enabled to throw them out to enable those swings.
Yeah, and what's interesting is the fact that it felt like the Shield Maidens, obviously they couldn't really afford the preventative utility to stop Javelins walking in. They only had 1 Molotov, 1 grenade. In fact, the Molotov was picked up off a body, so it wasn't like any incendiaries were invested. And that's the damage that scout did.
And now look at this force in. 2 Deagles, a scout around those M4s, so it's really a lot of pressure onto Naomi and Josephine now to find impact with these rifles. Lena's also got out long early, and there's the kill from Hanker. She is looking very sharp with the AK. Ramsin scoping in, has support from her teammate by her side. Naomi is here with her, looking for something on the other side of this hinge smoke. Being flirted with, shot fired out, doesn't connect.
Yeah, this investment is currently not paying off, but the slight respite, I suppose, Kiara only had a deagle. But Angelica is a very powerful position, and Neye has to be careful, needs to diligently clear her corners, and more importantly, don't overstep the mark.
Angelica's definitely aware of her presence now after that utility's been thrown. That said, 1 deagle shot here could change the tide. All comes down to the timing, but the attack's coming out through long. Angelica is just a lurk element of this. Viku is here with the AWP, and that's the opener. Ramsin goes down. Now the rest of the team can cross over, and Angelica does go down to Neye, but there's the trade immediately from Danu. Hunker has meanwhile enabled them to get onto sites that bomb can't be planted.
So saved rifles again, brought over, except Naomi has fallen and Josephine will need to tuck tail and run away. Loss bonus is building at the very least for Flame Shield Maidens, so hopefully, well, in the near future, we can get a full gun round where we can see not only the rifles, but the utility behind it, because currently Navi Javelins can just go anywhere and Flame Shield Maidens can't really stop them.
You're really seeing the ramifications of that second round where they bled all that extra money, that extra investment. Now Navi's starting to firmly establish themselves in the lead here, and it's convincing as well. 4 players stay alive. It's the same as the round prior, so they can build up that economy early. Get very comfortable here on the T side, and they're not getting a lot of contact early. They're sort of being allowed to take this space, and that'll probably continue into the next round just because there's not a lot going into it.
Yeah, no, this
In fact, we can see it on the screen, rounds in $2,000.
This is not the investment opportunity. I'm just casting my mind back. I don't think the previous one was either. I mean, you've got 2 rifles, that's fine. Just use Eagles. You don't need to invest fully. And, well, here's the round that's really spiraled the economy out of control. That shot onto Kiara was absolutely just ridiculous, to be honest.
I tell you what, Hunger on these entries has been fantastic. Doesn't matter which side she's coming from.
Yeah, what's cool as well is every time Na'Vi Javelins are attacking, they're having several lurk players at the same time. And it's making sure that as soon as contact is made, give it a few seconds. There's a lot of mistakes I sometimes see teams making where the lurk will activate too early. It's not the case for Na'Vi Javelins. They've been practicing and refining this time and time again. And you can just see it as a result. You can see how effective it is. Even though Angelica got removed, guess what? Danu's right there as well.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it pays off perfectly there. And the fact they were able to get that long control early as well was a big element to that. And this round, this is a bit familiar. Na'Vi did the same one. So this time there is a M4 in the back line, but it's not going to do too much. In fact, not going to do a single thing. Kiara gets the only kill for the CTs. That was with the USP. So that round done and dusted, nice and quick.
Yeah, not too bad at all. And the fact that Na'Vi Javelins get out of there, it doesn't matter if any of them fall really, but the fact that only one does is pretty good boon for the finances and just kind of elevates their economic lead far above the Shield Maidens. But here we go. This is what we wanted to see. First time we've seen Ramsden on an AWP on this CT side. Long control's been established too, but it might not matter if Javelins execute B fast.
Yeah, Ramsden was the power player on that T side, top of the server. The tides have changed now, but can she put them back in the Flames' favor? Here comes that hit through, just the sole defender in Josephine. She's going to drop a smoke, but oh, Naomi has actually found a kill through the double doors. Josephine now tucked in, is cleared by Hunker. Once again, a fantastic entry as she passed through. And now with those smokes down, this becomes a very difficult retake.
You can't go for it. You can't. You've got no utility, really. There's a smoke and a couple of flashes. What would you do? Smoke tunnels and then just pop them over? There's so much preventative utility as well on the other side from the Javelins. They can just keep re-smoking this mid-doors. Given the economy's in disarray, I'd just carry all this over. Concede 13, it's not ideal, but it's better than doing this.
Now looking like they want to give it a look in. The flash comes over. Naomi running through, but there's Hunker with the kill. Kiara finds one as well, and it's all falling apart. Ramsden, well, now she has to save, and she's going to be the sole survivor if she's allowed to get away, which does look like she'll just about do it. You can understand why they want to give it a look in, Brandon. I know you're painting the picture as to why they shouldn't, but they are 4 rounds behind. This is now 13. It was a 4v4. They had utility to support the flash over. You can understand them wanting to go for it, but Na'Vi Javelins on that B site post plan, it's impenetrable.
I just think as soon as that second smoke comes down in towards mid doors, you know they're going to be established in crossfires when you walk through. And those flashbangs, they cannot hit every single angle on that B bomb site. You struggled this entire second half to bring in those rifles. You finally do it, and the result is you unfortunately lose another retake. Look what it's done. You've got the AWP that's just been removed, that's been saved over. You've got 3 MP9s.
It's not ideal. It's a bit of a half investment here so that they can fully buy into the next, but Ramsden was the power player. She had the rifle, the AWP, and now Naomi Close has revealed her position. They're going to be diligent trying to flush her out, and it's all too easy. Angelica removes Nea as well. They were trying to go for something in from short. Josephine has found one in response. That was through pushing the upper tunnel. That's good damage. Oh, if she can hit this shot, that might be it, but no, can't quite connect. Hanka once again saving the day for the Javelins. Josephine gets one more kill back in response, but again, it might just be a situation where damage is the name of the game and getting away with that AWP that's right there in front of her. Oh, the timing. Not even allowed to save it.
Yeah, good work, and you got to praise Hanka again. The amount of entry kills that she's getting this entire game is ridiculous, but especially on this T side, it all begins with Hanka and it all finishes with her as well. The fact that she can walk in towards short, take a couple of heads in that previous round with the B execute, which was the perfect timing for the Javelins to go for something like that, by the way. A bit of a faster pop, considering how slow they've been conditioning the Shield Maidens. Was that spotted?
Looks like they are honed in on it, and it's not like Flames haven't been going for this play, so Na'Vi definitely have the read on it. Ramzan trying to push up here, has to be careful. The flash comes through. Naomi gets both though. That is huge from the CTs. They've firmly established this control, and the response is Lena pushing out towards long, looking for an opening here, but Neye has found a kill as well. Hunka trying to get this one back in response, but it's another double kill for the Flames. Viku, the only one remaining. AWP in hand, but 5 players to find.
Yeah, but no, Javelins getting a little bit overzealous. Flame Shield Maidens are very good mechanically, and that just shown exactly why AK recovered for Viku. They can try and isolate this gunfight on towards Pit. Neye will fall. And there's a good smoke and Molotov combo, which will allow 1, but 4 players still to find. This is a very big ask.
Yeah, the flanks coming through as well from long. There's Ramsey with the AWP. I did like how Viku isolated that fight with the utility, but yeah, that was never going to be a possible round. Or if it was, it would have been maybe one of the highlights of her career.
True.
So, not going to happen, but 2 fantastic openings from the Flame Shield Maidens, and that was with them knowing that they were there.
Yeah, that was Na'Vi Javelins just wanting to take the fight straight to them, feeling a little bit confident over the last couple of rounds and the way that they have transpired. Viku this time cannot hit the shot through the mid doors. And well, it's another one of these defaults. They're going to revert back to it. No disruption, but Kiara has somehow found Lena through a smoke.
Yeah, both just spamming through the long doors. They catch her off guard, sitting in that smoke, waiting for that opening. So now the Flames get one in their favor. Looks like they're going back to Old Faithful. It's short. It is being held at the moment. It's just the rifle, that AWP, in towards mid currently. And, ooh, Viku's holding for it, spots her out, gets Ramzan.
Great find. Na'Vi Javelins. Pretty sure it's by design, but it feels like every time Ramzan goes for one of these peaks or is on one bomb site, they can just completely manage to completely avoid her. Not able to find the same impact as she was doing in the first half. Good Molotov will slow things down. Kiara can flash back, but they're going to focus their efforts towards this long flank. They know that this is coming in. At the same time, the B rotates can now come over, but Danu's just holding for this push.
Yeah, the timing is perfect from Danu. Not expecting the second player though, so it does go even, and now they've got long control, which makes the retake a lot easier. Naomi has made her way up as well, and she is close by. Looking for this kill close by. Kiara's found it. Naomi now to activate, trying to deal with player out towards long. Hunka, the only one remaining. She's brought down low, and there's Kiara with the ace.
What a round from Kiara. It all starts off with that long spam through the door, and I'm pointing on the screen. I'm like, they've got so much utility. They can completely flush out the bomb site, but it doesn't even matter if Kiara's just going to take away every single head. What a performance from her.
That's the importance of that long control, right? The response from Flames there, knowing that they couldn't hold on to short, playing from route with the utility they had, with the setup they had. So they decide, we're going to deal with Danu on that lurk. They remove her, and then Kiara just goes to town, finds the rest of the players as they walk in. Kill after kill goes her way. The individual stepping up when the Flames need it.
Yeah, it's really good heads-up Counter-Strike as well, because they've learned from their mistakes. Danu is always this lurk factor, so the fact that they go hunting, they group up in a pair and remove, incredible stuff, because it just means that Kiara can just stand there freely and take the fights, and, well, you don't want to do that if you're Na'Vi Javelins. Don't want to allow Kiara to have that much room, because she'll just ace you, kill every single player. That's forced to pause as well.
There is an investment from Na'Vi Javelins. They've still got plenty to work with, so it's going to be an uphill battle for the Flames, and it's made an even more difficult mountain as Viku once again finds that AWP heads ahead. Naya is getting flashed out. Here's Kiara, hero of last round, only able to get the one. She is sprayed down low, has to fall back.
Yeah, what I like from the Javelins is when they take their map control, they do it with everyone together alongside utility. So even if one falls a trade space in, it is just there in droves. Viku's been brought down a little bit low from the pit position though. Kiara is still being a menace on this bomb site. She's even got a rotation for support.
They can just leave Viku here now with their AWP and they've got long under control. And actually, interestingly, I thought they might try and take short off the back of that as you've already got your long player set up, but no. Looks like Viku is just in charge of maybe throwing some fake out utility, keeping them interested while the rest of the squad goes to B.
So now, all this responsibility is on Josephine. How much can she realistically find? This is her favorite position, occupying the car, and this is a slight off angle. So as they round the corner, they're not going to be ready for her as she doubles up. Not quite the third, but it's a dink onto Danu.
That's a huge dink. That makes this doable, and there's Naomi. Viku, the only one remaining, and she was brought low earlier, has to hit some incredible shots, but no, Kiara shuts her down. And they are felled by Josephine as they come out the tunnels.
That's crazy. Everyone rises to the occasion here on the Shield Maidens. That was the question we had coming into this opening best of one, but it's Ramsin on that T side, and now Kiara and Josephine stepping up when it matters most. This game, oh, it's closing the gap. It's being reduced 14-11. And no cross for Viku to find.
This is now Flame's potential opportunity. You can see the money is finally starting to dwindle. An opportunity now for them to start to push this scoreline closer. Na'Vi Javelins within touching distance. Closing out this best of one. Flame Shield Maidens, resilient as their namesake implies.
Beast Smoke being lined up as well. Flashbangs just to maybe enable Viku for a peek, but good utility in response. Josephine drops the smoke, and that means the AWP can't see a thing, but it's contact in towards middle that allows Hanker to find yet again multiple openers.
Yeah, that was all just a distraction play. That was exactly what they wanted to do there, and it puts Nea now onto an island, the only defender over on the A bomb site, and they are pincering from every angle. She's legged by one, felled by Angelica, and this round is done and dusted.
What a clever play. So much utility in towards B to allow Hanker the room to exploit the mid rotates. It just works out perfectly.
Going hunting as well.
Yeah, I don't blame them at all. Lena's going to find them. Oh, good clear. Naomi with the bullet in the brain for Lena. So now this AK and M4 combination might just be able to live another day. But I mean, that's going to be 15. That's going to be map point for Na'Vi Javelins.
It'll be a tough comeback now for the Flames. That was a critical round, really, for them. If they were able to bring that one over the line, it was potentially the reset point for Na'Vi, but no, not going to be the case. Fist bumps come through from the coach, happy with how that round played out. Now Flames backs against the wall.
I'll tell you what, to add even more layers to that, I think that's the first time Na'Vi Javelins have actually gone in towards middle since that scout round. So that was the last thing the Shield Maidens were expecting. Unfortunately, Josephine couldn't come up with another multi. This was the round prior. Imagine if that shot hit though.
Yeah, that's when you start to believe.
That's really well done.
You can see exactly what they were going for there. All of that pressure on towards B. And they exploit the opening in mid to catch off those rotations.
Coach in the air. Ramsin was actually dropped over the AWP in the previous, so I think with the money, she should be able to squeeze one out.
Yeah, they've got 4 rifles and the AWP. I was just looking over on the stage itself to look at those lovely HUD displays in front of them where you can see their exact purchase. It's actually a really cool little feature.
Yeah, that's good. Means we can double check ourselves. But this is for all the marbles. Na'Vi Javelins in touch and distance. And look at this. B was completely left open just for a second. And, well, that's going to be the play. Ramsin with this AWP. Got to find success.
There'll be a close rotate in from mid. There's a stack in play here. Ramsin flashed off the angle, considering the repeat, but Doesn't want to over push her mark here now, edging her way through, misses the flick shot down. Goes in for another peek here, and she's been forced off the angle, brought down low. But this is a retake they have to go for.
Yeah. And they've got more utility to do it as well. They can smoke off, they can Molotov in the back lines, full flashes over, and they've even got an element where they can have a flank coming in through tunnels as well. Neye could be that player. But, I mean, look at this from Na'Vi Javelins. How are you supposed to get through here?
It's a constant barrage of utilities, smokes, Molotovs. The flames are licking your toes as you're trying to find your way through here. Speaking of flames, they're going to go for it. Hanka's found up two. Danu tucked in the back. Yara gets one in response, but it's all to Ramson. Lena closes it out, and Na'Vi Javelins take the first match here at the GIRLGAMER Festival.
Yeah, resilient Copenhagen Flames Shield Maidens, but unfortunately was not enough. The experience shines through at the tail end for Na'Vi Javelins, and they are the victors, 16-11 on Dust 2. So that means they make their way forward. They progress into the upper bracket, but for the Shield Maidens, they got to that lower bracket run. They got to do it the hard way through the best of threes.
Yeah, so they'll be going up against the loser of our next best of one, which is Enigma Galaxy taking on the 9 Pandas. That's going to be another banger matchup here. But yeah, I mean, Na'Vi, they play great Counter-Strike. There were some really good moments from the Flames, though. I was very impressed by what we saw here in their first map on land, right?
Yeah. I was very impressed structurally with how they were setting up rounds, especially on that T side.
Yeah.
Everything was done with a purpose, and they were really catching off guard the tendencies at Na'Vi Javelins. You saw that the extremities were constantly being pushed, but they were being held. Well, on the moments where the Shield Maidens expected it to be, see the fist bumps coming round, signs of respect all over. And yeah, very impressed, because I did not expect that at all from the Shield Maidens.
Yeah, and honestly, that T side, it was only 6 rounds on the board, but we mentioned it felt a lot closer than that. Some of those rounds came down to the wire, and there was a real reality where they could have won out that half, and we could have had a completely different game that transpired. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case for the Shield Maidens, but a very impressive showing here against the #1 seed as well.
Yeah, for sure. That's something to consider. The fact that Shield Maidens were like the bottom seed coming into this, and now you're going up against the Javelins. It's the hardest matchup, but I mean, what a story for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, we've got our next best of one coming up soon. For now, we'll take a very short break. When we come back, we're jumping into Enigma Galaxy, taking on 9 Pandas.
Yeah, well, actually, it's going to be in just a few moments, so we can have a little bit of a breather. You can see our lovely faces here as well. I feel like I should be standing a little bit back, but that's okay.
Yeah, a little bit closer to the camera now.
We are. Look, it's fine. Look, we can just deal with this just for a moment. Look, it's going to be, 9 Pandas taking on Enigma Galaxy. That's an interesting one, because you've got Enigma Galaxy, who are storied, fabled as the best women's team in Counter-Strike. And then at the same time, you've got 9 Pandas, who are incredibly on this upward trajectory, but moving away from that and moving back to the Shield Maidens and Na'Vi Javelins game, we've got an MVP, and that's going to be Hanka.
Yeah, I think that the T side really showed why she's been chosen as that MVP. She was hugely impactful. We saw it round after round, getting that opening kill. It was really, really the big part of that T side, and we've actually got the interview here.
Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone.
I can hold it.
Hello. It's amazing, and I'm really happy that we just won. Yeah.
Okay, so another question. There you go. Another question that I wanted to ask you is, how did you prepare to come for the event?
So we've been practicing a lot, like every day. So is the result, right? So yeah, that's it.
Okay, and I also want to know, your first game versus Copenhagen playing Shield Maidens. What do you think of it coming into the tournament? Were you afraid? Were you wanted to get some revenge on them?
We were so confident, and we showed it. So yeah, it's simply.
Okay, so last question here. How are you going to prepare for your next game in the little time you've got to do so? What do you plan to do?
We're gonna eat some spaghetti and chill out.
Okay, sounds like a good plan. Thank you so much, Hanka. Thank you once again. Good luck for the next round. And that's going to be it.
Eat the spaghetti and chill out, right? That feels like a good way to prepare for your next matchup.
Can I do that too, or no? Not quite? Okay, that's fine.
We've got another best of one we have to get on with. No spaghetti for us. It's
Oh.
just going to be the Red Panda.
9 pandas.
They literally just got signed this week, guys. All right, I'm working on it. 9 pandas versus Enigma Galaxy. But yeah, Hunka, sounding confident in the interview. No reason that she wouldn't be. They are the number 1 seed coming into this. They beat Enigma Galaxy in that seeding match, which I think is a huge confidence boost for this team. I was chatting to Lena at breakfast, and I asked, you guys, you beat Enigma Galaxy, you feeling good? And she said, yeah, they're feeling confident. So, and that showed in the server in a fantastic display, particularly on that T side.
Yeah, I mean, you get that a lot in the interviews of the Javelins. You go, oh, how did you feel? Yeah, good. We're confident. We practiced it a lot. But look, we're going to get into the highlights of this game. We can bring it up on the screen for you. And then we're going to take a little bit of an ad break. When we come back, it will be Enigma Galaxy taking on 9 Pandas. Don't go too far, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
put that in.
No.
Everything in.
Again? All day long, seriously?
What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing?
I will be right here for you.
Welcome back everyone to the GIRLGAMER Ceuta Festival. We are here in this lovely sunny paradise. Our second best of one of the day. It's going to be Enigma Galaxy taking on the 9 Pandas Fearless.
Yes, they are indeed. Fearless because they were no fear 5, as Lucy, came to the conclusion of during our break.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's fine. And
They
we also
finally
learned that
clicked.
the pandas aren't red. There's actually 9 of them.
No, 9 Pandas. Well, 5 in the server. None of them with fear at all. But a very exciting matchup, 2 of the best teams within the European scene.
Yeah.
Enigma Galaxy, I mean, I would call them the best team in the women's scene,
I'd
just
agree.
generally globally, that they have won all the trophies on LAN this year. They lost out to Navi in that seeding match. We mentioned that earlier. So they do come through as the 2nd seed, which then puts them up against the 9 Pandas, which we can see here what we're looking at on the bracket.
Yeah, we can indeed. And yes, it's going to be one more best of one here. Enigma Galaxy taking on 9 Pandas Fearless. And then whoever loses that game will drop down into the lower bracket, fighting for their tournament lives against Flame Shield Maidens in the best of 3s. So we're going to get the best of 1s out the way now, and then we transition into those best of 3s, and then that grand final at the very end will be a best of 5.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a battle towards the end, but we have to get there first. And for both these teams, I think if we talk about it on paper, Enigma Galaxy come through as the tournament favorite by far. Navi Javelin's probably not that far behind them, but the 9 Pandas are this roster that's kind of like been on the periphery, and they've sort of almost flown under the radar. And then in the last couple of months have just come out of nowhere with some really big wins, some big upsets, and now obviously here at the tournament, as well as playing in the ESL Impact Finals. So they're on a great trajectory at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's completely right. They've flown under the radar, and then all of a sudden they have just announced themselves. They've gone, okay, we're a team to really be considered, and we are a threat. The fact that they won that best of 3 to qualify themselves to that ESL Impact Finals is just a real statement. And then following it up in the qualifiers as well, making it through. But it looks like we're going to have the announcement now, just introducing these 2 teams.
Un poco de ruido también, ¿no? Así que
Doing
tenéis...
the player walkouts in a moment. We can
Muy
talk
bien,
about
así
some
me
of the
gusta, con ese
individuals
ánimo.
on these squads,
Bueno, pues
because
aquí
they are
estamos
2
ya,
rosters
como
full of
decía,
incredibly talented individuals. And I think on the 9 Pandas side, it's probably a bit of an interesting talking point in that this Novia 5 squad that's been playing together for feels like eternity under this moniker over the years. I mean, if you look all the way back, Novia 5 has existed as this group of players for a long time, but the exact makeup of that squad has changed over time. And we've now got what looks to be their locked-in rosters are now under this organization, and it's a slight change-up than what they've been using in some of their games recently. I think the biggest change-up is the return of Tati, who has been out of the scene for a while.
Yeah, she has been, but she's played incredibly well recently, especially, and I think Dynalka's come out of that lineup. The 9 Pandas transitioning more into this. Like Shu as well. Shu is a player that goes incredibly under the radar, in my opinion. She has been performing spectacularly recently, and that honestly one of my highlight players to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I think she's been a big part of what's enabled them to be at these LAN events. She's really stepped up when it matters most, and then obviously Victoria has really, I think, been the player that's kind of defined the success of this roster in this second half of the year. She has come back to Counter-Strike, the prodigal daughter returns, and she is playing fantastically. Now, we're going to have these walkouts coming through.
23.
With the Enigma Galaxy coming out first, 23. One of the top fraggers for this squad, definitely a player to be keeping an eye on. Should be coming out first for the Enigma Galaxy team.
Cool, calm, and collected as a wave to the crowd. The crowd environment, I don't think that's going to really unsettle Enigma Galaxy too much, right? Especially because of their tenure playing at the ESL Impact Season 1 finals in Dallas, also in Valencia.
Yeah, and speaking of tenure, Vilga, one of the most tenured players in the entire women's scene, an absolute veteran, leading this squad from the front. And Anna, no mention of this scene can go without talking about Anna. She is the highest rated player on LAN this year. I would say the #1 player probably in the women's circuit.
Yep, very high caliber. And then Tori as well will take to the stage. Vilga as well, fun fact, if you go on Wikipedia and you look up Vilga's just events, it's just completely burst all down the line.
Yeah.
Dating all the way back to 2015.
Yeah, we saw some of her in some of those shots of the previous GIRLGAMER events, right? So in a few different teams. Anna, I also saw amongst the faces there. So plenty of experience in this lineup, both as a team, as individuals within the women's circuit.
I have to mention Kat as well, that's just walked in as the last player. Rounding out the roster for Enigma Galaxy, but now it's going to be 9 pandas.
Yeah, Shu, as you mentioned earlier, player to be keeping an eye on, has been a huge impact fragger for them. Always good for the multi-kill, it feels like. So definitely a player to be keeping an eye on as we progress through this series. This is definitely a series where it feels like the 9 pandas could potentially upset, and I think that makes it kind of exciting.
Yeah, you reckon? All right. Okay. We can, we'll bank that one, and we'll talk about that just after the lineups continue to keep going. There is Victoria right in the middle, and then Elizabeth. Here she is as well, a very prominent figure on this 9 pandas roster. Yeah, here we go. Tati. New kid on the block, but has got experience playing under this lineup as well. And I think she's a very good addition to this side.
And the player we didn't mention amongst that was Fatal, who has obviously been on this squad for not that long, actually. Sort of came through in sort of this most recent season, has joined them, and she was playing with MVP for a while, which found quite a bit of success, but then wanted to reunite with her old teammates, and so that's how this squad came together.
Yeah, for sure. And then you can just take a look at just how 9 pandas have really just amalgamated, and the fact that they've got so much experience as well. It's just a really big factor. But that video can only mean one thing. We are just seconds away from firstly talking about the veto and then how this game will play out.
Yeah, I think we've had we touched on a little bit. Obviously, Enigma Galaxy coming through as the favorite, not just in this matchup, but in the event more generally. They have yet to drop a series to a women's team. I think the only one that I can think of was actually the seeding match for this event. I think that's the only match, so to speak, that they've lost. They've lost individual maps, but never a series.
That's a crazy stat.
Against the women's team, I should add.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's where we are, right? And so the fact that Na'Vi are actually the only team that can claim that title, that's kind of exciting. But it does mean that they are the behemoth there. Yeah,
for sure. And I mean, look, you can throw into the mix, hey, look, it's a best of 1. Na'Vi Javelins, they beat Enigma Galaxy in that best of 1 for seeding. So it is possible they aren't immortal, although it very much does feel like it in the women's scene.
Yeah, it kind of feels like the caliber has risen, though.
Yes, that's true.
Particularly, I would say, in the last 3 to 6 months, there's been a dramatic rise in just the quality, particularly in Europe. It feels like we're seeing so many of these new rosters coming together and challenging some of these top dogs. I mean, there's so many new organizations coming through, NIP, Astralis, 2 teams that are also looking fantastic at the moment. And that's not to mention teams like Bigger Keeper, of course, who the 9 pandas recently beat out in a best of 3. So it really feels like it's anyone's game at times, but definitely Enigma Galaxy are that favorite.
Yeah, I feel like you've highlighted a really key thing here. It's the competition is elevating, and the amount of sort of change and the caliber that we've seen in such a short space of time is really key. But let's take a look at this veto. Mirage Inferno banned. All right, we could maybe be Vertigo here.
Yeah, I suspected Vertigo would be the, we didn't get to talk about it too much, but Vertigo was my pick for where this would go. We're talking about in the pregame. I was thinking Vertigo or Inferno. I was actually very surprised here to see Enigma Galaxy ban out Inferno. That's been their first pick in basically every best of 3 series they've played this year. They've been almost always picking into that. Historically, earlier in the year, they were favoring maps like Vertigo. That was their go-to, and as was Ancient, actually, so I can understand why that was banned out by 9 pandas. But I'm interested in it that, some of these bans came through, but Vertigo feels like a good neutral ground here for these 2 teams, and it gets me really excited because I've seen some amazing games from the 9 pandas on this map.
Yeah, I'm interested. It's funny when you talk about the best of ones because I really did not expect Enigma Galaxy to ban Inferno here, and same with the opening matchup. I didn't expect Na'Vi Javelins to ban out their best map of Nuke because I would argue that although Enigma Galaxy are very proficient on pretty much every single map, apart from their perma, I would argue Inferno is one of their best maps.
Yeah, and it's also a map that, even though it's not 9pan as one of their main picks, it's definitely a map that they're not playing as much as Vertigo.
Yeah,
they've
agreed.
played Vertigo a lot in recent times, and they've taken down some big teams on here. So, you know, I think that's an interesting choice. We'll see if it comes back to bite them, but in terms of Vertigo teams, they are one of the best in the Galaxy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they are just the best. And I feel like there's a lot of win conditions kind of riding here for 9Pandas if it's Elizabeth showing up to the plate. I feel like Fatal adds a lot of firepower to this roster and depth. And then we've already spoken about Shu, how impactful she can be. I feel like they're your key win factors for 9Pandas. I feel like the veto, it's very much in their favor. The fact that it has gone to a map like Vertigo, one that they've got the reps on. So in a best of one environment where anything can happen, I'm excited to see because as we saw in that first opening game, the fact that that game was so close, and for me personally, I didn't expect Shieldmains to come out swinging just like that. And where we're saying, oh, potentially 9Pandas could be a dark horse of this event, if they come out here and they win this best of one, that is one heck of a statement.
Yeah, and I think that they're also a difficult team to prepare for if you're Enigma Galaxy, right? Because the roster's changed slightly, right?
True.
We've got Taddy coming through who hasn't been playing during the sort of regular season with them, and that's kind of an X factor. I'm very curious about how she's going to perform here. Obviously, she has plenty of experience. This entire squad does, in fact. It's full of players that have been playing at the competitive level within the women's circuit for years. And so even though as a squad, this is kind of their first time coming together on LAN, the individuals have that experience, some of them together, some of them apart. And I think that is going to shine on the server here. But obviously Enigma Galaxy, as a unit, has been playing all year together.
I wonder, and maybe we could get this on an interview, but I wonder how Vilga's hand's doing. Because I know it's been a little bit of time now. Obviously, that happened a couple of weeks ago now, maybe best part of a month. But that could still have an impact. So hopefully, it's probably recovered for her. I mean, the fact that she played on it basically a week after she did it. So.
Yeah, I think she must be feeling okay here at the event as well. And yeah, just thinking about Vertigo, we talk about as a map maybe where the AWPers can't have as much presence, but I actually think of both these teams, and when I think about them playing Vertigo, the immediate images that come to mind is Anna doing these post-plant clutches. Yeah. It's Victoria in the same sort of situations, particularly on that B side. I can see highlights of both of them in my mind. So even though it's not a map that we talk about as an AWPers battle, I could definitely see that being an important head-to-head to keep an eye on.
Was it Victoria with the double no-scope?
Yeah, the double no-scope with about 3 seconds left against NIP.
Yeah.
Yep, that was Victoria.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. Yeah, I feel like that AWP head-to-head's gonna actually really pave the landscape of how this map will go. Obviously, Vertigo, you talk about it just at a high level. You talk about the map control that needs to be established. You talk about a ramp, how effective will that be. That's where an AWP can come into play as well, because if you're having difficulty taking it with the rifle, just leave your AWP at the bottom of the ramp to post up.
Yeah, it's interesting. I would just see the way Enigma Galaxy approach that, because they often go for a very heavy presence towards ramp. Vilga loves to play it kind of Nafany style around those smokes. She likes to get up close and personal and force that control. If you're not ready for that level of aggression, you can seed ramp early, or you're afraid to take that fight to Enigma Galaxy. Losing that control is often how CT sides spiral out of control in terms of the defense, just being able to lock off that part of the map.
Well, I've heard the Pandas are fearless, so maybe they're not going to be worried about it at all. Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic, though, all jokes aside, to see how that one really will shape up. It looks like we're not quite getting into it. She's got a peek of the monitor onto Dust 2, so not quite the map we're on just yet, but hopefully things can be resolved and we can dive into this as soon as possible. Team huddles as well, we saw it. Got the little GoPro in the mix as well to see the behind the scenes, I imagine. That'll be uploaded to socials somewhere in some capacity. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they have to offer here. Got the big team huddle that we had compared to Enigma Galaxy, who just sat straight down, job to do, concentration faces.
Yeah, well, I imagine they've probably had plenty of time to huddle today and prep together. You know, this is a squad that we mentioned has plenty of experience. I mean, the most recent addition is Kat, who came through in March this year and sort of fits seamlessly into that roster, solidifying them as the #1 team, the team to beat. But even before that, they were kind of the dominant figure within the European space,
True.
slowly adding these extra pieces to become the behemoth that they are now. And well, to take on a behemoth, you need to be fearless, Brandon, and so that is exactly what Nine Pandas need to show here. You can't just play into Enigma Galaxy's game plan and play into the way that Vilga likes to play these T-sides in particular.
Who have you got then?
You know what?
Underdog again?
I always go the underdog, but like I'm actually super excited about this Nine Pandas
All right.
roster. I've been so impressed by them in the last 2 months or so, like just what we've seen. The teams have taken down the caliber of opponent NIP
that's
on multiple
true.
occasions. They've taken down Bigger Keeper. That's a team that you don't expect to be dropping a series to Nine Pandas, and yet it happened, and it was a fairly dominant fashion. So there's a lot to be excited about with this squad.
I feel like for me, you look at, yes, a team on an upward trajectory versus a team that is consistently brilliant. So for me, I have to lean the other way. I have to say Enigma Galaxy should be taking this, but it is a best of one.
Yes, that's where I would kind of put the asterisk in the sky. I would say in a best of one environment, that's the best opportunity for Nine Pandas to take down a Titan like this. In a best of three, I would pick Enigma Galaxy every day of the week.
Probably see Inferno there as well.
Yes.
So, I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but I'm going to have to stick with my gut. I'm going to have to go with it. I feel like Galaxy will take this. Will the stars align? We'll find out maybe in just a few moments.
Yeah, and I think how much would you say on a map like Vertigo, the side you start on has an impact here? Because in a best of one, obviously that side, it means a lot.
It does. I mean, look, you start on the CT side of Vertigo, you get off to the easier start, I would say. However, I mean, with these two teams and the way sometimes they just bully their opponents off the server, they're quite aggressive in nature. I feel like it doesn't really matter what side you start on because regardless, it's going to be explosive. So for me, I feel like, yes, if you can start on the CT side, it gives you like that natural edge because we are in that CT-sided meta. You got the A1Ss that can just spam through the smokes pretty much for free, and it's just a little bit of a natural advantage. So yeah, I'd say CT side, but...
I mean, we even see some teams pick into the T side, right?
Yes,
like,
that's been
in
happening.
Best of 3 series, so it's not uncommon, and there's certainly advantages to being there. So I think if you're Enigma Galaxy in particular, in the way that we know that Vilga likes to play ramp, they're really happy to play either side, really. And I actually expect Vertigo to come up a lot here at the competition.
I wouldn't mind it.
All 4 teams play it.
Yeah.
And they all play it fairly consistently. I've seen every single one of them pick into it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I'm a big fan of the Holy Trinity, right? You got your Nuke, your Ancient, your Vertigo. They're my top 3. So if we get a lot of that this event, I'll be quite happy. We've got Na'Vi Javelins here, who I know love Nuke. So that's 2 of them. We just need some Ancient.
Yeah, I think all these teams really play almost the same map pools. I know
it's very similar.
Yeah, the Nine Pandas, they would love to play Dust 2 if it's given to them. I think that's a map that they definitely favored. So if they do end up going up against the Na'Vi Javelins, I expect we'll see that one come out if they are able to be successful here and move on to that best of 3. It's a pretty scary situation to be in if you're the Flame Shield Maidens right now, right? Which team are you kind of hoping takes this series? If you're them.
If you're them, you want Enigma Galaxy to take it.
Yeah.
Because out of the 2, I feel like Enigma Galaxy are consistent over a longer period of time. The fact that they are the best women's team, I mean, you just don't want to face them, especially when elimination's on the line, right? Have that extra buffer, go into the Nine Pandas fearless game and give it your best effort. I think it'll be difficult, but I was very impressed with what they showed on Dust 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just feels like there's no weak link amongst these teams, despite, maybe there being clear favorites. There's definitely potential for upsets for any of these squads. And I think in terms of the games that we've got to open it up, this is the one with the most upset potential.
Yeah, for sure. And considering when you looked at the scoreline, it was 7-1 to Na'Vi Javelins, and then Shield Maidens fight all the way back. They win the pistol. You're thinking, oh, okay. Maybe there is an upset, but no, not quite. It was the experience that shined through. And again, I think it's going to be that same tenured story. Enigma Galaxy have got the experience. Vilga, we've already mentioned it as she walked out, one of the most experienced players in the women scene. And the fact that we are seeing all of these old shots for GIRLGAMER festivals in the past, and we're seeing these familiar faces pop up, and now they're on the stage, that just really says it all.
Yeah, absolutely. No stranger to the stage here is Vilga, Anna, and, well, a good chunk of the other side of the server as well. So, yeah, plenty of experience on show here. Won't be worried about the crowd, which is looking pretty similarly as it was earlier. Quite a few folks here considering this. Still early in on a Thursday. We're just approaching 1 p.m. now as we're getting into the second best of 1. And there's still 2 more best of 3s today, Brandon.
Yes, a long old day of counter. And then following that up, we've got the best of 3 tomorrow, and then a best of 5 grand finals. So stick around, make sure you are watching the stream quite intently, because you don't want to miss a moment, because there's so much of it going on. You need to be kept up to date.
So we've got a very slight tech issue. You can see that the admin's trying to sort that one out on the PC, so hopefully should get that one resolved shortly, and then we can jump into the server. And looking into stage, Brandon, you can sort of see the setup here all next to each other.
Yeah.
It's not a big divider between them. Do you think that's maybe an intimidation factor if you're kind of fresh to the stage?
I mean, no, not really. I mean, look, there's one thing in mind, and you just got to stare at your monitor, you got to play your game plan. I mean, it can be difficult to kind of get lost in the atmosphere, of course, and the crowd were quite lively in that first game, but it felt like it wasn't an issue for both of those teams. They seem to thrive in the environment.
I even heard some of the players getting hyped up.
Yeah.
I heard Navi get excited after a couple of plays there in the early half. So if you hear the other team getting hyped up, which I'm sure they can, obviously they'll have all the headsets on, but you can hear them getting pumped, you can hear the crowd, you can see them smacking the little things together in the audience. So
We need a name check for what those actually are.
I don't know what, we need the production to tell us what the things that you whack together are, but
Inflatable whackers.
the inflatable whackers, they're all out there in the audience. And well, speaking of inflatable whackers, back on the screen, here we are. We've got the stage behind us, ready to jump into that second best of 1. The music's playing. Hopefully, we'll be getting into it soon.
Yeah, we hope so, right? I mean, it's a lovely day here as well. I mean, it took us a little bit of a moment. We were kind of talking about it, but I'll tell you what, rather than me waffling, we're going to send it to a short break. Hopefully, when tech issues are resolved, we will have Vertigo. We'll see you in just a few minutes.
All right, welcome back. We're about to jump into this best of one. Apologies for the delay, but all is sorted. We'll be getting into the action on Vertigo momentarily.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready for it. Vertigo. We've already kind of spoken about it a little bit, and we said, okay, this is one map that, well, you were potentially expecting. I was hoping that Enigma Galaxy were trying to float maybe an Inferno or maybe even an Overpass. I feel like that would have been a spicy pick as well, because I feel like the map pool for Enigma Galaxy is so deep comparatively to Nine Pandas Fearless. And, I mean, that's not too bad if you're in the situation for Nine Pandas Fearless in the best of ones, but it really gets found out in those best of threes.
Yeah, but I think Nine Pandas Fearless are definitely kind of angling for this Vertigo, I would say, because they know that Enigma Galaxy love to pick it. They love to play it, and they'll be happy to float it. So I think this is a very intentional map that they've allowed to come through. So I think they've most likely been putting the hours in, maybe doing a bit of anti-stratting, because there is a lot of tape on how Enigma Galaxy played this map.
Spicy. Without any further complications, we're going to jump into this. Look at this utility for Nine Pandas Fearless. Starting on the T side, they've got 2 Molotovs here as they're angling towards B, but oh my goodness me, the dual Berettas.
Yeah, this one's tough. You can see 23 can just peek ramp, and so they can keep presence over towards the B bomb site for the CTs. She's just going to be charging through, not clearing her close angle, and that's where, in fact, it wasn't even needed yet, but Tori does swing out for the kill. And now it is just Elizabeth, and she is being hounded by the dual Berettas. Has to swap to the Glock because somehow Tori ran out of bullets. But it is a triple kill, and it is an opening round for Enigma Galaxy.
Yeah, really nice bait and switch play there, and yeah, the corner's just not checked, and that's exactly what happens, completely punished, and regardless of the plan, it goes completely out the window, and you can't even deploy the utility to get on towards the bomb site. No bomb plant, no money. Nine Pandas Fearless, they're just going to be operating with very minimal into this round, and Enigma Galaxy, they're already angling for this bonus. It's a lot of MP9s in the mix with only one M4.
Yeah, looking at these SMGs to get some cash. Nine Pandas Fearless love to play this slow. They did in the initial round as well. Oh, that is juicy. Victoria has her legs almost taken out from underneath her. FAMAS at the long range. That's the smoke coming through. That's going to keep Enigma Galaxy guessing, because it suggests that there's potentially investment behind it, but we know that's not the case.
I mean, Cat can just keep walking as well. Gets all the information. It allows this A-ramp hold to prevail. There comes the flashbang. Good incendiary. That's going to force them straight into 23. And another flash. It's perfect from Vilga. They combine, and well, Nine Pandas Fearless get completely mown down. Anna is lost in the interim, but it's not too bad overall.
Yeah, I think the only win there for the Nine Pandas is a bit of utility.
Just laughing at the fist bump.
Yeah,
little pinky one.
That's cute, little pinky bump. But the MP9's only got 2 of those kills, right? And that was a lot of MP9s. So it's not a big deal, but it's a small win. And now 5 AKs go out against. It's a much superior buy for the T's. Yeah,
it is. But Anna falling with the MP9. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's okay, because immediately you can upgrade one of those SMGs to the M4. But kind of almost got the formalities out of the way now, because that was just the pistol round which fell favour to Enigma, and then you've got the eco round which was always going to just be in favour of those rifles, but now suddenly you've got the full guns, and this is where Nine Pandas Fearless need to strike.
Yeah, you can see Vilga. I'm interested to keep an eye if she buys any extra utility, or if she's going to try and get up close and personal with that MP9, try and catch them off guard with some aggression early on when you've got these SMGs saved over. You want to kind of throw them into the fray, try and catch off the T's. As soon as they get their guns out, you know, they want to play a bit of a default. They want to get a feel for how they can run these T sides. If you catch them off guard with just a bit of brazen aggression, then that can really throw things into the mix.
I think they might have custom names as well on the monitors, just on the LEDs below them, because one of the bottom ones just says "drink water," which is a quite nice casual reminder.
Yeah, stay hydrated.
Please do. Plenty of agua on the desks. But we have a little look into the crowd. Got a little bit of a technical issue again, and we can hear the noise. So that's good, at the very least. But it means, hopefully, we can get into the action very shortly, and we can resume. Because if you're Nine Pandas Fearless, the last thing you want right now is, after just establishing and investing all of your money, is to then sit and wait.
Yeah, because they've already got a game plan of how they want to play out this gun round. They've probably been chatting over it a bit in those sort of long waits when they had the pistols out, kind of holding on before they ran into the firing line. They want to discuss what they want to do with the gun round, right? That's kind of what you're using that time for. It's almost like a free timeout in a way, because you know the round is not going to be going ahead, but this round will be going ahead as we get the timer ticking down. Everyone in the server, AKs ready to go.
Let's see it then. Immediate boost up. Just to see over the top, trying to catch out any aggression that the CTs might throw. But actually the position is more in towards the tarpaulin. 23 sitting back, that's a very powerful position. Just to hold the line. Victoria peeking in, just waiting. And look at these mollies, even being used by 9Pandas Fearless. They're so aware that there could be a push. Good contact, and Anne's brought down low, but that baits in 23 further.
Yes, the intention, but she's spamming through it. Doesn't have enough bullets to finish the spray, but does a tiny bit of damage. 23 doesn't budge a muscle.
Takes 23.
Takes 23, in fact, going to fall back. Fatal's found the opener on the Tori. Look, they're already up through mid, making their way through, and they're absolutely collapsing on this A side. Vilga, the only one standing, and she is removed. There is nothing here left except for 23 with an MP9, but she's only good for the one. Cat, the only remainder. She is on a flank, but it's an MP9 versus 3.
Yeah, this is difficult. However, she's an unknown entity right now. How quickly does she want to activate? That's the next question. Oh, 9Pandas Fearless. It looks like they're just going to swing. Not ready. Cat finds Victoria, but now that's the information given up. Needs to try and isolate these fights, and they're tucked in on shore.
Shoes low, though. This is definitely doable. They're both ready for this fight, though. Taddy holding with full HP. Cat midair, cannot connect the bullets. 9Pandas Fearless get there first on the board with the AKs.
Yeah, really nice just mid-split. Nigma Galaxy delegating all of their efforts to hold the A ramp, which is something you were speaking about before the matchup even went live. The fact that Vilga wants to hold and have this control, it leaves a little bit of a weakness over towards middle. All they needed was that one kill in, and it was just the way in for Fatal.
There's an immediate purchase back in for the CTs, but it's a little wanting. There's a Deagle and a Scout in the mix around the M4s. If there's ever a team to make this work, it is Nigma Galaxy. Vilga playing around the utility. Definitely a sight we'll be seeing a few times, but yeah, it's in fact a 4-player lean towards A. That's a huge investment of their players over here.
It is, especially if Shu goes looking down towards the B stairs, finds that there's no one really home apart from Kat, who has to juggle her priorities between middle and B. Vilga now spamming away. All the bullets just raining out, but in fact, that's just going to force 9Pandas Fearless away, more in towards this mid control. But now these rotations can start to come in. How quick do they go, though?
Fatal can catch everybody here. It's only the one player on the site in Cat. She's pushing up through the flashbangs, allowing her to path forward. They've taken full control here, can drop the smokes down. It's a little bit flustered. Two go on top of each other. HE back in response. And Fatal's found another one. That was the mid-rotating Tori. And Fatal can just stay here, being a pain in their side. Elizabeth's found Vilga as well, so this is quickly crumbling. 23 has to try and find Fatal, but she cannot connect the shots. Doing everything on this mid-lurk, and Anna falls as well. A fantastic round from 9Pandas. 4 alive at the end.
Yeah, really nice mid-round. They realized that A was overstacked, so they just up and relocate back towards B. It was simple enough. The entry pathing was perfect, waiting until the utility up close as well to swing the angle. And despite them both smoking the right side generators at the same time, it doesn't matter too much because the afterplants do prevail. And they're even holding the flank for a quick one from Vilga. Oh, hang on.
Oh, it's a push through mid, and it's netted a kill. Oh, make it 2. Cat making the USP look like a shotgun with 2 clean domes, but the B-bomb site is open. They're going to be able to make their way through here. Anna, there's no armor here at all. It's just this recovered M4 and an AK, so there is a chance they could do some damage, and they are here. That HE might do quite a bit more, though. Tori brought down low, Anna removed. Single piece of utility blows them out of the server. Still giving a look in here, because damage would be huge, and the Molotov actually kills Tori. Shu not able, or Cat not able to get anything done before she's dealt with by Shu, and, well, after those initial kills, it is recovered.
Okay, 3 rounds on the T side already for 9Pandas Fearless. It's a great start to this T side.
I think the Molotov killed her, right? Like, as in the bottle. That was the icon. Unless it's just the way that it's displayed there. I didn't see the picture of Flavors. I saw the picture of the
We'll keep our eye out
bottle.
on it.
Yeah.
But that would be cool if it was the bottle literally exploded and causing the fatality. Speaking of fatalities, 23. She swung in, removed Tati, but Shu over the one-way does immediately trade back, and Anna's vision's completely obscured.
We've got the AWP head-to-head about to play out as well. Victoria and Anna both with the AWPs over towards A. Victoria! That is unbelievable. Look how many icons are on the feed, through the smoke, through the box, through the dome of Vilga.
What a shot. And now she's looking for more. Anna, more importantly, has not moved a muscle. Instead, it's Tori to rotate in from elevator to reinforce short, but Anna's fallen without even firing off a bullet.
They're all just crumbling. Tori's the only one left. She's rotated over. She doesn't know where to look. They're swinging out on her. Another fantastic round. It felt like Enigma Galaxy had all the pieces there to fight. 23 gets that first one trade out immediately, and Victoria's just able to post up and find Vilga.
Look at this already. A pause now being called in. Look at Vilga. Look at her orchestrating this. Very purposeful in her communication right now, because Enigma Galaxy, they can't afford to drop this best of one. As we were speaking about before, this is the best opportunity for an upset. You don't want to have to do it the hard way. And the fact that this has looked like a walk in the park for some of these rounds for Nine Panthers Fearless, that's trouble in the waters.
Yeah, both these gun rounds have kept 4 alive. That's a big big boon here for the squad. We get to see that flick again. That is absolutely filthy. Beautiful stuff from Victoria. And mentioned, you know, on this map, on Vertigo, a map that doesn't necessarily favor the AWP players, but Victoria is a player that thrives in these sort of close engagements where she can hit these flick shots, hit these no-scopes, and just unravel rounds.
Definitely a game plan here. 3 grenades. Could be sent down towards B. Or could be used for bomb denial later on. We'll have to wait and find out as the round develops. Victoria just peeking, waiting for any moment, any opportunity that Enigma Galaxy will present to her. But instead, it's a 4-player lean over towards B.
Yeah, just going for a gamble here, trying to maybe steal something away. There's not a lot invested here for Enigma Galaxy, so this should be, by all accounts, a 5th round for the Pandas. See these HEs.
Oh, they're going to throw them now.
Ready to go, but there's no one on the other side. They're waiting for the contact. It's being peeked in by Cap, but she's not spotting anything. And what's because everyone's over towards A, which Nine Pandas are finding this one completely empty, which is strange to them because it's been so hotly contested previously. So they are taking their time, a little suspicious about anything that could be in play, but being very diligent.
Well, Anna's about to get the information. I think she's actually been spotted as well. A little bit of chip damage exchange, but here's where the nades can take priority. Good one on towards Elizabeth, and a follow-up as well, but she moves out the way just in time. The digits can now be punched in, but look at this crazy boost.
I've never seen that boost before, but unfortunately doesn't pay off. The flick shot does the damage. 23 is now not looking too healthy, and Fatal is dealing with everybody. 3 kills go her way before she's traded out. Tori managed to pick up an AK, and with that smoke, she might just be able to get away with it, but I mean, that's the best case scenario here, and even that might be unlikely. They do not want her to save. Look at the T's. They are chasing her down. She only gets 1 on the exit.
Really good round again. Not tripping over shoelaces at all, avoiding the stack, and then making sure the round's converted with not too many casualties. That economy, I mean, look at Victoria on the AWP, $8,000 in her pocket. But now investment can come back out for this CT side. And if I'm Enigma Galaxy, this round, you've got to be converting it, because otherwise doubt is going to start to creep into their minds.
Yeah, I want to see Anna start to do what she's famous for with this AWP. She loves, like Victoria, playing these close angles, but look at this aggression. She was already up by the crane. Huge amount of damage, though. The utility raining through, bringing Fatal and Taddy low. You can see the AWP immediately switched over as well.
They're just getting out. They want nothing more to do with that, and it's the right call, because look at the stack again, all over, but it's going to be controlled aggression. Tati caught out, that's going to be the accelerator. Nine Pandas Fearless will make their way through towards B, and again, these rotations, they're a long way away.
Yeah, you can see Enigma Galaxy, they really want to make sure it's definitely not A, and by the time they've confirmed that one, they're nowhere nearby. Kat's the only one here, and she's caught out. She just charges through. The flashbang supporting her on that kill. Vilga rotating over, but the utility is down. Smokes have been deployed. That bomb has been planted. Vilga now trying to creep through, looking for a gap here, and she has found it. Victoria isolated and removed, but Elizabeth, completely blind, gets the trade back. She was tucked into the corner, traded out by Anna, puts it into the 2 versus 2, but here's Anna with the AWP. Finally showing up and making it shine, and she has to pull off the clutch now. Fatal, barely a slither of HP left, and she's revealing herself with these shots. Oh, it's Anna swinging around with the M4. Nigma Galaxy pull off the retake.
Yeah, what a round as well. That was a 4 versus 4 that quickly transitioned into a 2 versus 3 in favor of 9 Pandas Fearless. And then Anna just completely takes control, swinging onto the default player as soon as the bomb has been planted. Makes it so difficult for the afterplant. So you think that Zhu's in a power position, just tucked up close, trying to just completely eliminate Nigma Galaxy before they even come in, but one and done, it's just not enough.
Yeah, the trades were fantastic there from Nigma Galaxy, enabling them to pull off that retake, and particularly the heroics of Anna. 3 kills into that round, 2 with the AWP, and all in the retake. Now she's getting a little bit more aggressive here with the picks. Trying to take this fight, not this passive setup in towards short like previous, but Fatal has found the opener onto Tori. That was in towards mid. They punished her on an aggressive peek using that smoke as a one-way, and Fatal is brought low, but they find the kill.
This is what 9 Pandas Fearless have done incredibly well. They take a kill in one area of the map, they let the rotate scramble, and then they just reset and push as a unit. This time working their way towards a ramp. 23 is here alongside Anna with the AWP, and she strikes. Tati's removed. That's a really big kill to find, because whilst Victoria's making noise, it means 23 can activate.
Yeah, Anna's still tucked in here this whole time. 23 just runs down behind them with the MP9, doubles up. Smoke deployed as well. Oh my god, Hannah, there we go. That's the sort of flicks that we like to see from that AWP. Closes it out, but 23 with the double was really what did the killing blow.
Yeah, that was really nice. Audio cues given up. Anna's taken the first contact, not expecting the SMG just to push down the ramp. A double up, upgrades to an AK. It's all kind of just starting to slot into place a little bit more now for Galaxy.
See that retake that transpired 2 rounds ago, and you can see how well Nigma Galaxy played this one. Anna in particular just darting around, finding those timings, and now we get to see that for a second there anyway. An amazing click from Anna. She's fantastic at those. Now maybe a bit of breathing room for Nigma Galaxy. I think there is just about an investment for the 9 Pandas, but this is kind of the breaking point. For probably both these squads, really, in terms of the economy, but particularly for that T side.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's actually just displaying the Steam names.
Yes. Drink water. A good reminder when you're playing matchmaking.
Getting a bit sweaty in face at stacks.
Yeah.
All right, let's see it. Reinvestment. Talks about the money being built up for 9 Pandas Fearless. Suddenly, it's deteriorated. So if Nigma Galaxy win this, it'll put them in very good stead in. They've also managed to survive the early pressure and have really built back into this game. Nades raining down ramp alongside the bullets, but nothing's connecting just yet.
Oh, there it is. Taddy, though, does find that opener onto Vilga, who was getting a little bit too frisky with the smokes. Fatal ready for her, knows the way she likes to play this. Tori as well goes down. So everyone getting picked apart here, and there's just no rebuttal from Nigma Galaxy. Player tucked in towards short. Flashbang coming through to enable a peek. It's a good flash. Taddy almost able to recover, but 23 does find the kill. Now she can fall back.
Great flash. Exactly what they needed. Look at this fight towards B, though. Again, it's a rinse and repeat, it looks like, and Cat needs to hold strong.
Anna's found a kill in towards mid. This one's getting a little bit funky. Cat spotting the shadows. Knows that she was right on the other side of the generators. Wants to swing on it. In fact, she's just going to go for it. Takes the fight. 23 supporting with the flash. Now Victoria and Elizabeth have to pull up this 2v3. A nice kill from Elizabeth through the smoke. Puts it back into even stead. Smoke can be deployed. The bomb can be planted. And look at the post, but there's barely any HP for these 2 CTs.
Look at Anna. 23 catches out both. Lines them up. Knocks them down. Just as 9 Pandas Fearless are trying to establish any semblance of an afterplant, it does not come into effect. 23 having very impactful kills. That first one on the ramp sends that one and makes it even possible for the retake.
Yeah, that felt like it was a great setup for the 9 Pounders. The 2 versus 3, there was barely 50 health between the two, but it doesn't matter when 23 is hitting headshots like that, crawling over the smoke on top of that boosted bit of, I don't know, plywood, whatever you build buildings out of, up onto the edge there, peering over, gets the double. And this is the breaking point. 9 Pounders Fearless now onto the pistols with the armor. That's all they're working with as we even things out, 5 apiece.
Remind me not to hire you as my constructor for my next house.
Yeah, I've never built a house, nor a skyrise. For good reason. I call that plywood. It's clearly plasterboard. Dryboard. A boost on top of the wood. Being helpful though by Cat, so...
Of course.
Oh, flashbang. How's her guessing? It's a tricky angle because she can get spotted from deep, but it is hard to see you through the grating, and she's dodging another flash. Perfect. Cat gets that kill. She can fall back and now use this as cover, but she has to get this reload off, and they are swinging through. Swings at the perfect time, though. Cat collecting collateral, and now Vilga comes through to support. Bomb is dropped, and everybody is cleaned up.
That's a really nice angle being taken, just to hold for that exact eventuality. The fact that it's a half investment as well. Normally, these little set plays come out where you try and boost players over up towards B, and in actual fact, I feel like where 9 Pounders Fearless, the way they've been executing is getting the player up on that left-hand side, waiting for a close flashbang, and then swinging in the generator. So the fact that it's being accounted for even on a low buy round is really nice heads-up reactive play from Nigma.
How would you get that buy back out once again? Get the AWP onto Victoria as well. And if there's one thing that the 9 Pounders Fearless has been good at, it's getting these openers. Anna wants to get one of her own, playing around this gap in the smoke, the lurk smoke from the T's thrown up towards sandbags to enable them to get up close, and Anna wants to punish it.
Oh, shoot. No. Has she... I don't know.
She's going to spot something here. Absolutely, for sure.
Well,
they're walking past her. Oh, shoot, shoot. Okay, she spotted her. Swings down, gets the kill. Second, not quite presented. Tori Puz poke up and get the trade. But there was an opener over towards the ramp as well. So it is a player advantage for the T's.
Yeah, that's the ult removed as well. Victoria wins out the head-to-head. Now peering back in. I like this. There's over a minute left on the clock, or just under now. And they're just playing this one so patiently. They're waiting. They've got the player advantage. They don't need to rush things. And as a result, look at what it's doing to the rotations. Vilga's now joining up with Tori. And 23. Well, she has to survive. This is the right call. But this off angle, it could be everything.
Yeah, Taddy's clearing slowly, but there's so many angles, and this headshot line is so difficult to clear. 23 has to come up big here. Nice opening kill. Looking for more. Gets a second. That might be enough. Puts it back onto the 2v2. Fatal looking to entry through, and she has to be the one that does it. Victoria's got the AWP. Puts out the smoke. That's going to enable Fatal to get up closer. But look on the other side of this smoke. 23 is... Vilga is close by it. Tori not too far behind. They go for the bomb plant, and that's when the CETs swing through and find them both. Yeah,
absolutely perfect. Again from 23. It's just these little off angles that Nigma Galaxy are holding that are catching 9 Pounders Fearless off guard. And the fact that it's a double kill is everything, because if it's a one and done, then potentially that's a save call. And the round's given over. Instead, they just swing through the smokes. They take the proactive approach in classic Enigma fashion.
Well, they know that it's an AWP right in the hands of Victoria, and if you just swing through the smoke, it's going to be impossible to get you both unless some incredible flashy shots come through. So not going to be the case. Then once again, we're back onto the Halfy B. Just a few upgraded pistols with the armor again, and looking like they want to crunch onto mid. Vilga is holding this one deep, has a smoke that she wants to deploy on the response. Incendiary, sorry.
We'll do it. Followed up with the nade spam. It's not great. And Fatal actually with the opener. They're not even going to try and attempt to get that AK, I don't think. 23 is holding for a push in towards Spawn alongside Cat. That's the bomb drop. That's a great kill to find. But Fatal on the Tech 9 is going absolutely nuclear. 3 kills immediately, although Elizabeth falls. That's a bomb plant at the very least, and the chance in the 2v2.
Yeah, Shoes picked up an M4 as well. Can get the reload off. And once again, we have to see Anna on a retake with an AWP. 23 by her side. Utility to work with. Kits in play. Double smoke as well. Going to enable them in this retake. Playing behind the double box, and now it's all under 23. Shu is boosted up behind that. Catches off Anna. Money to work with. Kind of wants to give this one a go. Try and do the damage, but she's not being given a kill. looking for something here, firing off shots every direction. There's only so many bullets in the chamber though, tapping the bomb, trying to bait out the reaction. There's the first kill, but cannot get the second. Fatal swings through with a huge round.
Yeah, that was a really nice play in the off plant again from 9 Panthers Fearless. The fact that they know they need to go for an off-guard play, just try and catch off these repositions, because Enigma Galaxy is so strong on the retake. That boost just behind the quad box was everything.
Yeah, moving Ana there before they can even set up for the retake is huge.
Look what it's done to the eco.
Yeah, just as AWP, it's been invested over. Hero AWP and a pistol, and well, Phil was removed early. Trying to push mid, try and get behind them, but Fatal is holding for that. Now Ana, she has to activate here. She has to make it work. And she's fired off that AWP, so she might even consider relocating now.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea, actually. Just be very dynamic with it. Keep them guessing, because I would have assumed that 9 Panthers Fearless can see, or they can definitely hear that it's just pistols behind it. But with that proactive push, they might actually send them back into A, which is exactly the right play, because there's no one here. Look at the gamble. Look at the AWP. It's nowhere close.
Yeah, this is well played by 9 Panthers Fearless. They don't just immediately scramble hearing that AWP fire off. They take their time, have a poke in towards B. They don't overcommit, and they're able to fall back off that aggression. But now the rotations once again come back towards A.
Look at B.
Looking for something. B's completely open, and well, they're on site. Sold them down the river with this one.
Alexi B-esque.
Shoot. Oh, no scope from Ana. But she is traded out immediately by Fatal, who has been an absolute thorn in their side in mid. Everybody's getting cleaned up. Tori, I just want to try and get a rifle if she can. Good sticker combination from Tori on the pistol, and she's going to get herself an AK, bit of an upgrade she can get away with.
Yeah, not quite the AWP, which is very irrecoverable, to be honest with you. Bomb planted, flashing lights behind her as well. I feel like that was really good damage control, especially from Fatal. Because no scope comes in from Ana, and then she just completely swings the corner and just dispatches. Make sure that the retake is not even a possibility, not even a contentious point. And well, we've got a tied game here.
Yeah, 7-7, close as can be between these two teams. And with 9 Panthers Fearless putting this up on the T side, that gets you excited for how this game could pan out. I did say, I kind of backed them in this best of one. This is their best opportunity to upset. And
I'd say you're pandering.
yeah, well, they, pandering, yeah, that's good. I think Vertigo, I mean, it's a map they're so comfortable in, and they're showing it. I'm particularly impressed by Tati. She was the player that I mentioned I hadn't really seen on this map for this squad playing, and she is looking perfect.
Fatal's got 20 kills.
Yeah, that's pretty good as well.
That's not bad, is it? Which way is this pendulum going to swing to close out the first half? Smoke being put down. Cat thinking about working around it, and she will. Good effort. Bails out her teammate. Tori steps up, and in fact, it's just them combining in the kill feed. It's only Fatal left. Activate on this mid flank, not ready for the second player, but she still adjusts to 23 anyway. This one is still in the realms of possibility, but the bomb, it's completely isolated.
Yeah, with 22 kills, I don't doubt her capabilities in pulling this one off. It's going to be tough though. Tori and Kat both on the site. Both the defenders on this B site, neither of them falling as they charge through into their crosshairs. But Fatal now has to pull off an incredible clutch. 2 kills to her name already in this 1 versus 4, but 2 more have to be found. Smoke goes down. She fires off a few bullets. Now they know where she is coming from. Looking for the fight. The elevated angle gets the kill. Onto Kat, looking for the second, but Tori is able to close it. 8-7.5 going the way of Enigma Galaxy.
See Vilga just laughing a little bit, sigh of relief. Blushes are spared. But what a wonderful attempt from Fatal, as close as can be. But Enigma Galaxy have the slight edge as we head over to this second half after we just see how it all went down.
Yeah, I mean, some of these rounds we can see in the replay, that particular retake there, we also saw the Ana clutch, right? That there was 2 rounds that easily could have gone the other way. This, even though Enigma Galaxy have come out ahead, it never felt like they had really this half in their control.
Yeah, it's been very close, and I'm just looking at this clutch here. What could have been.
So
that
close.
Was so close.
That's unbelievable. The 1v4 almost collected by Fatal. Did you expect it to be this close, Brandon?
No, not at all. I actually was thinking the other way when it went, I think it was 5-1, 5-2 at some stage. I was like, oh, they can just walk this. Because Enigma Galaxy looked very flat. It looked like they had not really warmed up into the server. There were a lot of kills just kind of being given over for free. A lot of openings fall in favour to 9Panda's Fearless. And when you get the entry kills, especially on the T side, that's why you can manipulate these rotations. And time again, we were seeing that. The transition over, back towards the B bomb site. It was a real thorn in Enigma Galaxy's side, and it is a real fundamental issue which enabled 9Panda's Fearless to get them all.
Yeah, so if you want to talk about how this is going, on the kills, Fatal's there, 23 kills, right? The rest of her squad are single digit. It's very much a one-woman wrecking machine at the moment for the 9Pandas, and on the CT side, that might be a detriment.
It could be, but at the same time, when you're on that CT side, you can set the tempo, you can set the pace, and you can choose which angles to fight in, especially over towards a ramp. Although saying that, and knowing how Vilga plays on the T side, I don't think she's going to give you too much opportunity to get comfortable, because it's blink and you miss it, really. The pace that Enigma Galaxy hit over towards this A ramp is electrifying, but it looks like the pistol is currently underway. We're going for a quicker one in towards B. Cat leading the charge, darting by the utility. Dual Berettas trying to go through the smoke, and in fact they will, but it's a flurry of kills all in favor of this T side. Tatty on the flank.
Yeah, Fatal found 2 in there, so adding another couple to her tally. 25 kills for Fatal, but Tatty has to add 3 to hers, and that's not going to be the case. Anna removes her, and the pistol round goes the way of Enigma Galaxy. Another classic B hit from Enigma Galaxy. They throw those decoys towards the B stairs to try and bait you into thinking that they're not going there, and then they just commit off the decoys.
Una reverse.
Yeah.
I like that, though. Again, that's so fast, and that's a trend. That's what we're going to see on this T side. And, well, that's really accentuated by the buy.
Force in from the CTs. Scout and Victoria, pistols on the rest. Tatty peering over, looking for something. That Scout on the other side. 4 players for the CTs over here, and there's a push down B stairs, so they're enabled to do this.
4 Mac 10s as well. Shoe drop in the smoke. Fatal with the immediate trade, which is not too bad. Oh, they're going to boost as well. I like this. Trying to set the Scout up for success, but in fact, they're just going to run away because Tori, well, she's found the gap in towards middle, and that's the B-bomb site completely open for free.
Yeah, it's a difficulty here. Fatal's found another one. She is on an entire another level today.
What is going on?
Every round is a multi-kill round. Doesn't matter what she has in her hand. She is finding these kills. There needs to be more than just her. I suspect they don't go for this retake. I think they'll try and live to fight another day. That's a pistol that can be dropped over from Fatal if she survives. She can hold on to the Mac 10.
It looks like they are going for it. At the same time, you're 27 and 12. Like, why not?
Yeah, you've got smoke, got flashbangs, but you are removed. Tori deals with her, and now Swing trying to find the second, is able to connect, make it 3. Tori not letting anybody into the B side.
I always like looking at these player cams and just seeing the setup, seeing like how angled the keyboards are. And you see that Cats is just completely horizontal.
Yeah, are you a horizontal gamer?
Sorry, vertical.
Yeah, vertical, I thought.
No, like mine's very, like, slightly to the left.
Yeah,
and that's
gotta
it.
have the gamer angle.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Oh, this is a fun little boost. This is right in the middle.
I like this.
This is crazy. You're never expecting the triple CT mid setup in the middle of mid. Not like
I hope
far
we
back.
stay on Anna and we see her reaction.
Anna is about to spot 5 angry CTs as she goes around the corner. The flashbang enables her through, and the pistols come out with the kill. Now they have to respond, pushing through the smoke drop though, so they can't see anything. And now in the back lines, Cat should be able to clean up with the Mac 10. Should be all too easy. Runs out of bullets though. Doesn't matter. Has a teammate here to support. Tatty gets another one. Almost removes 23. So in the end, an okay eco.
Surprised Fatal didn't get a kill that round.
Yeah, no multi-kill for Fatal that round. A rarity.
Look at this. Immediate snipers being purchased on both sides of the server. We could have this AWP head-to-head early. We have been seeing it, and to be honest with you, Victoria has been coming out on top over Anna. Yeah,
she looked really impressive with that AWP on the T side. So on the CT side, I'm expecting to see big things from her. She's making her way over towards A. This is where Anna was making her AWP sing. Can Victoria do the same? Looking for the fight. The utility giving her a little bit rary. She's going to fall back. And Galaxy putting pressure over towards B as well. A cone, middle of the air.
Yeah, that's client side. That's us. That's not them. Utility raining out. That one's Enigma. Can hear a little bit of team comp there. Flash. There we go. Through. Shu has to deal with it. Can't quite manage it. There's a second player here. Perfect flashbang. Fatal completely obliterated. And suddenly, well, Enigma Galaxy, they completely got rid of that defense on B. How many times have we seen it? I think every round, B bomb site.
Those flashbangs are fantastic in setting up these attacks. They're getting out really close, and there's always someone there to trade. The second flashbang, Fatal wants to trade. She wants to swing out and get that kill, but completely blind. They try and throw some bodies at the hunt here, but you don't want to over it. You can probably afford one more, but no, with Elizabeth removing Tori,
Yeah, no more.
maybe let's not there anymore. Victoria, with that AWP, it seems like potentially a similar story to what we saw from Enigma Galaxy, where Anna wasn't getting involved early, and that was meaning that she wasn't able to find that impact. So I really do want to see her maybe start to take some of these fights early on with the AWP.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Enigma Galaxy decide to go from here, because I don't think we've actually seen them try and take ramp control once this entire half. It's either been in through mid or it's been up through B.
Vilga's been posting up there a bit just to keep them interested. She caught off that rotation 2 rounds prior. Sorry, that round, at the start of the round, it was so longer. So yeah, I expect her to be present there, but she might not always push the issue. And she's actually got the AWP, so she's going to go for the B spawn this next round.
Interested to see it. Got another little bit of a pause here so we can see the dominance on this T side. And well, we were talking about the discussion. We were saying, okay, when the sides swap over, do you want to, or when the game starts, do you want to be on the counter-terrorist side or do you want to be on the T side? And well, I initially leaned CT, but I guess it's a thing that kind of you were saying, and it is really reflective. If it's just Fatal putting up the kills, it's a one-woman army. That's not enough against a team that have really got even kill distributions and are really contributing everything.
Let's see if Vilga can get this opening. She's got with the AWP in hand, looking to go for that B spawn. But not going to get that opener early on. Spots nothing but the utility thrown down. Victoria going for a peek of her own with the AWP down the ramp, but again, smokes blocking off the vision.
Cat could be caught off guard here.
It's my favorite angle. Fatal, good for a multi-kill. It's a tough one. Doesn't want to be out in the open. In fact, she's looking like she's getting ready for a flashbang to set her up, but it didn't come through. Felt like it was coming, but it never did. Anna punishes the peak. Dry, and now they're just going to be making their way through. The smokes come down, the utility. Anna looking for something there. Not going to spot it, and they're actually not over-committing to this quite yet. That bomb is there. So they are making their way to B.
Oh, Shu, good find. And the rotations, they are here. Vilga, she's been caught out as well. Shu with the multi. More utility raining in. Doesn't matter, she must burn alive. It's not the bottle of flame to do it. It is burning by the fire and flames. Elizabeth now trying to peek in, but Tati's on the flank. This one's locked in.
Yeah, there's nowhere for Enigma Galaxy to go. They have to find these fights, waiting for this smoke to fade so Anna can try and get this player on default. Tori's holding for behind, so they're just waiting for one of these two players to find this opening. Anna's just looking to punish any sort of peek, but it's not coming. Smoke can be deployed. That's going to block off Victoria's angle. She's going to have to reposition. Shoots her shot. Elizabeth is still on the side, playing around default. Caught off guard. Tori able to swing out and punish her. So now it is on to Tati on this flank. And they're planning like they know she's coming, and she's caught off guard. Tori with the double. The patience pays off for Enigma Galaxy.
Yeah, really well worked. And again, that could be a little bit of nerves creeping onto the stage for Nine Pandas Fearless, especially with Fatal peeking, waiting for that flash, but it could be a little bit of miscommunication because, as you quite rightly said, it never came in, and that's the opener. That was the avenue in. Shu did incredible work rotating back over, but just wasn't enough.
And Fatal's the player that wants to take these fights. She's the one doing the damage, and then this round around, it's just going to be, ooh, Fatal actually getting a kill. Okay, she can get herself an AK. She's got armor behind it, but unfortunately, that A side is getting pincered. Victoria is the only one here. She finds a kill here. That's maybe a way to recover this round, but no. Looking unlikely. Fatal might give it a look in with this AK. Do more damage. Not going to be the case.
Oh, so unfortunate. Spray just goes begging. Shu gets caught out as well.
28 kills for Fatal. That's not enough. Enigma Galaxy now within touching distance. It was a 7-7 scoreline, 7 in a row now for Enigma Galaxy, yet to drop a round on their T-half.
That's crazy. Buy comes out again, though, at the very least for this CT side. AWP in Victoria's palms. Anna peeking, trying to work it. 23's found Fatal again.
Taddy stabbing through the smoke, not connecting with anybody at the moment. Defense a little bit split up now. Very passive hold in towards mid as well. She was sitting very far back in CT spawn holding that. So they're really relying on Elizabeth and Taddy to find an opener here, and there it is. Elizabeth gets the kill. Brought down low. She does remove Vilga.
That cone's following us everywhere. Tori now taking space. Peeking in. I like these rotations. They're all here. It's going to be a complete brawl on this A bomb site.
AWP not here yet. The rest are. Now, that smoke being deployed makes it so hard to get in. Cat's found a kill. Tori pushing through. Not spotting anyone in short. Can punch Digit, get that bomb down. Elizabeth's running through the smoke, but that smoke that they deployed is now covering them. She was found one. Victoria with the AWP, another. Anna and Cat now in the post plant. Utility is sparse. That flash coming through. Anna hits the shot. Oh, the no-scope. And now it's the 1v1, the bomb. It's being stuck. She's just defusing in the shadows. Gets off it at the last second. Anna misses another shot. Swaps to the M4. Trying to find Victoria. Spots her protruding through the smoke. And gets Enigma Galaxy up to 15.
It's an absolute masterclass from Anna. The fact that she hits the no-scope as well under pressure. Gets her off the bomb. Swaps to the M4. Cool, calm, collected. Enigma Galaxy keep it flawless. And maybe fear is beginning to strike in the hearts of the Pandas as now they're staring down the barrel of not picking up a single round on this CT side of Vertigo.
Yeah, and I wonder if there's maybe a little bit of frustration from Fatal. She's been going down early in a few of these engagements. It feels like she wants to take the fight, maybe getting a little bit like frustrated that she's having a great game and she cannot get them over the line. And now she's trying to go for these aggressive maneuvers and is being punished for it.
Yeah. It's going to bring that up post-game. What it looks like is exactly what you're saying. The fact that she's doing most of the heavy lifting, so she feels she needs to be proactive to try and get her team any sort of advantage moving forward. But where she's being punished, she's actually just making a massive detriment and a hole in the defense.
I mean, that was a great attempt at the retake, to be honest. If Victoria had stuck that, I think she might have even got it. But not going to be the case. She looking for this fight early, has spotted out Vilga, but they're ready to fight her, and Elizabeth got a collateral with the M4. Vilga somehow still standing. She is low. She's lost 2 of her teammates in the process.
What a great kill. More importantly, Fatal's also alive. Tassie's on this big flank for the MP9. This is huge. This could be everything. Cat has found one, but I'm looking towards Tatty to try and catch out this bomb player.
Problem is, there's a gap in mid, and you can see there's still a player in Cat over towards B. Taddy micro completely unaccounted for because of that, though. Slithering in through mid. And she's going to find her way up ramp.
The timing.
The timing is perfect. They have not spotted her from the ramp. And now she can double up. Gets both just about. The flank comes through. Cat does put it now into a 1 versus 1. Victoria with that AWP. Not necessarily the best weapon for the job in these situations. Cat picks up the bomb and has plenty of time to work with.
Yeah, she does. 40 seconds. I like this. Just waiting. Biding time, patience. Can even fake out the plant. But no, going to commit to it immediately. 1 versus 1. Victoria, which way is she going to swing? Shoulder spotted. 1 shot is all it will take, but Cat hits the headshot. Enigma Galaxy, a flawless T-side round. Sees them take the best of 1 over 9 Pandas Fearless.
Smiles from Cat as she pulls off the clutch. Definitely the player you want in that situation. Looked like Taddy could have unraveled everything, but Cat comes up clutch in the 1v1. Gets Enigma Galaxy the win in this best of 1, which means they will go on to verse Na'Vi Javelins in that best of 3.
Could be a preview of the grand final in that best of 3. I mean, what a story. The fact that it gets so close in that first half, the fact that it's the T side where they find the success. I mean, let's break that one down. Kind of what went wrong there. It was just the Fatal show, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty clear, you know, if you've got one player that's having a fantastic game, it's always going to be the T side that's going to look better, right? Because one player can kind of lead the charge, can go for these entries, these great trades. I mean, what Fader was doing there on that T side that enabled them to get so many of those rounds, well, she was leveraging that position in mid, which on Vertigo is very often neglected because you're playing with rotations. You're often got this 3A setup. That leaves mid very weak. If you're playing with people rotating around, that mid lurk player can catch everyone off guard, and Fader did that again and again and again. The difficulty was swapping to the CT. You can't just have one superstar, you need a team.
Yeah, for sure. And when it's all said and done and we said, okay, well, potentially where Fearless can set up. But look, we've got an interview first. Let's hand over to the stage and let's get this interview underway.
Bueno, pues bienvenidos de nuevo. Estamos aquí con la MVP del partido, Tori de Enigma Galaxy. So, Tori, thank you so much for being here with us. Congratulations for that MVP for you. And I want to know, what do you do to prepare to come here? And is it matching your expectations?
I mean, we had one week of boot camp in Spain, like in Barcelona. So we prepared some, like as much as we could. So yeah, we came here really like confident. So yeah.
Okay, and so you've won your first game here, and now you need to go to the next round. You're going to be facing Navi Javelin.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I mean, I feel really like motivated to play against Navi because we lost like last game for the seat online. So I'm really like I really want to meet them on LAN. So it's gonna be a really interesting game.
Okay, and also you're one of the favorite teams to win this competition. Is there any pressure for you to perform better?
No, we don't have any pressure. We are really confident. Yeah. Thank you so much.
The MVP of the series, Tori. I think if it had been the other way, obviously it would have been Phasia, but Tori looked fantastic actually on that CD side. We saw a few clutches as well, playing in the 2v2s. Always seemed to be there as that presence in the retakes. So yeah, deserved MVP, and you can see the confidence. No surprise.
Yeah, it's that winner's mentality for me when you look in the interviews. It's like, do you feel any pressure? No. How are you feeling? Great. Feel very confident indeed. Meeting up Navi Javelins is a bit of a revenge because Navi Javelins, I think we were saying it before the show even started, the fact that they are one of the only teams, if not the only team in women's CS to beat Enigma Galaxy in a series.
Yeah, I mean, best of one, I guess, isn't quite a series, but it is, you know, the only match that Enigma Galaxy have lost to a women's team. They've lost individual maps in best of threes, but that's the only kind of deciding match. So there's a bit of motivation there for Enigma Galaxy in terms of the revenge, and for Navi Javelins, if they can do it again in a best of three, that's a huge claim to be able to make, right? That kind of puts you as potentially contender as one of the best team, right? If you can take down Enigma Galaxy.
Yeah, for sure. So look, we've got now our bracket that has been established. So we've got Enigma Galaxy versus Navi Javelins in the upper bracket. Copenhagen Flames Shield Maidens taking on 9 Pandas Fearless for elimination. That's all still to come. That's going to be a bit later on this afternoon. We've got the highlights to show you from that previous game on Vertigo, and then we're going to go to an extended break. When we come back, it's going to be those best of threes.